To the intro. Namaste, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Namaste, magnificent manifest being. I am OMniREADY, your guide on Manifest for TV. This show is about you, all about us and how we think. As our thought becomes our word, furthermore, it becomes our manifestation. This is where you'll find guidance of how to be completely. Stimulate your ability to think, manifest in judgment-free frequency every Monday, 8:30 p.m. on MNN Lifestyle Channel and live stream all over the world. Come and transcend your mind to reveal your power. Keep it simply simple as nature is. Kisami always. And now I would like you to introduce yourself, dear staff, research staff. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Greetings. Namaste to everybody on the panel, everybody listening here now. I'm here with OMniREADY. My name is researcherstophe. I'm a researcher from Jamaica. I'm 36 years old. I'm currently studying to be an industrial engineer, and I like to do a lot of research. And I was pleasurably met by OMniREADY on this application they call Stereo. And we've developed a relationship from there, and I can't wait to see how we can collaborate in the future. So OMniREADY, this is the first show I'm doing with you officially. So let's get into it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yes, I am OMniREADY, and we're going to have just a 30-second intro of Manifest for TV. Namaste, magnificent manifest being. Welcome to your sanctuary, your place to be. I am OMniREADY, your guide on Manifest for TV. Namaste, magnificent being. Are you ready to transcend? To be your place to think, your place to be stimulated, your place to be curious, and like Christophe, become a researcher, somebody that just dive in everything. Like this last 2 weeks was intense, extremely intense, at least for me and the being that I know in my life. I don't know how it was for you, stuff, but you can express how was your week. But it sounds that it was good for you.
I had a lot of developments in the week, a lot of positive changes, meeting new people coming into my life. This week has really been an emotional roller coaster, but a good one.
So it was a roller coaster. It was, because I was like, hold on, don't tell me you didn't experience some stuff that was like, whoa.
No, I did. I very much did, on an emotional level and a spiritual level.
It was for all of us. I think it was other people. Put in a comment below. We are in 9 platforms right now. Put in a comment. Was it like a strong roller coaster for you the last 2-3 weeks? I mean, it's been a roller coaster since the beginning of 2020, but it seems recently a lot of people are cleansing their life, and a lot of people are going through separation, literally separation from people that being with you for many earth years. I was not expecting that to happen to myself in my own family, and it was extremely strong, but I can see how the universe is manifesting. I can see that I am responsible for what happened. I hope you're hearing the music behind. It's on purpose. It's music that I've been utilizing for my TV show as a background every time I go live. And it
Nice. I
says,
like it.
you like it? It says, who am I? So that means the back of your mind is thinking, and it's going to stimulate you. The more you listen to it, that says, who am I? It's going to answer to you who you are. It's going to stimulate you to discover more about the being that you are, and you're going to be probably extremely shocked. But we're going to dive more into this later. For now is, what was this? Like those 2 weeks was extremely, like you say, emotional.
Yes, well, for me, I have had experiences that I can only describe from, my personal perspective. So I had
Yes.
unique experiences where I can only just say that, I've met some people that really changed my life, so, it's been great. I had some issues that I was thinking about before, and, there was a lot weighing on my mind, and, something happened, and then all of a sudden, all this positive things started to manifest in my life, and it's really been amazing. It started before the last 2 weeks, but these last 2 weeks, specifically the last 3 days, have been amazing for me.
So I see you went through what is this? I'm not gonna say what the F, because, well, look, I'm French. I can do it. Excuse my English. I'm French, but yes, what the F? And then it became suddenly magnificent right afterward.
Yes.
So do you believe it's a
weight on my
cleansing?
shoulders. I had a lot of
Yes.
stress.
Well, me too.
Then afterwards, there was a specific event that, I guess this might be unique to me, but when you meet different people and they come into your life and affect you in a positive manner, that can have,
It's true.
numerous effects. So,
Especially right now, it's more than numerous effect. It's needed. It's desired. We yearning for this. We've been yearning for this, but we were like, oh, that's life. But since what's happening with them, and this, I call it this plan demic, because now every word is censored. Like, you speak and then they censor you for whatever you say. Now I still can't comment, I still can't follow, I can't like, I can't, to protect their community, because I am vicious, malicious, and suspicious. That's so I'm like, okay, I got used to this.
You, OMniREADY, because you have the truth.
Well, I thought it was, what I was sharing was basic, and I thought that me putting it together as a logic, it's because all my research that I've been doing for many years, I mean, I've been like that since I was very young. I was too curious and I got in trouble for asking too much question at school. Go figure. You're in school, this is where children should ask question, but I was asking too much question. And then also I was asking question that was making the teacher see that there was error in the book, or why they didn't thought about this. Yes. So because I was like, but it says this here, but it doesn't make sense. And poof, getting in trouble. I was like,
yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of suppression in the education system when it comes to knowledge. So I describe this as knowledge filtration.
Yes.
Where they filter out what they do not want the public to have access to. And, everything else just passes through that filter.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's what the knowledge filter does with knowledge filtration. So they'll pick basically exactly what they want you to learn and take out some stuff that they think you don't need to know. And when you look at the things that they take out, it's most often very important things, even some spiritual things that can help us spiritually. That's what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to hide that information from us, especially the information that can help us grow.
Well, I don't think they want us to. I'm not gonna say grow, but they don't want us to know. That's for sure, because it's there. It's not like, how come we know? How come me and you and I know, because we are extremely curious and we don't mind to dig in. So it's not like the truth.
For a couple of years, OMniREADY. How long have you been digging into these various rabbit holes, if you don't mind me asking?
From the beginning, like I said, I was asking too much question at school. It was like, Yael is disturbing the class. Yael is not listening and just following what is asked to do, because I'm not a follower. I'm a curious being. So if I see a book, I'm gonna read it, but I'm gonna read, like, I'm gonna look at the words. I'm gonna look at the etymology. I was extremely curious, and that was disturbing the people in the school when I was little. Dance school, no, I didn't have to ask any question in dance school because I had to just dance. So it was not, you don't ask question, you just dance. But I got in trouble into religious places because number one, I was raised in Judaism. And in Judaism, you don't ask question, but you don't ask question even more when you are a woman. So I was in trouble. And then from there, this
must have been hard on me.
Yes, it was extremely hard. But then some rabbi that ended up being a pedophile, and hence why he proposed that to my mother. He said, you know what, your daughter is very intelligent. We're gonna start to prepare her to learn the Talmud, which this is what we have now. Yes, that is making all this chaos that we know now. But they didn't. He didn't know the rabbi that I am also I can't keep my mouth shut. If you ask me for the truth, if you ask me a question, I'm going to tell it. Unless I can't tell, then I keep my mouth closed. But that doesn't mean I'm lying. It's just that I'm not allowed to tell. But usually you ask me a question and I will answer straightforward. I don't hold back. Because I'm curious, I don't hold back in my research and dig in. You know, it's like you're digging. You're going to stop like after you dig like a few dig. No, you don't stop. You just dig more. And then you dig more because you discover more.
Oh my God.
So, but
one rabbit hole led to so many more.
Exactly. And that's what's happened with me. But the rabbi ended up asking me to get naked in his so-called boudoir where he's supposed to teach me and prepare me for the Talmud. And he asked me, if you put yourself naked, then I'm going to show you with a stick your part of your body and explain you of who you are. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. Yes.
That sort of tradition is the type of tradition we need to kind of cut out on the whole planet.
Exactly.
I don't really care about which particular religious organizations are doing that particular tradition, but anyone who is doing that to young men or women,
yes,
that doesn't seem like the correct way to provide instruction on the anatomy of the human body.
Exactly. There are books. Books are well made with well detailed. I used to read my mother's book because she was a head nurse in the main hospital that is just next to Notre Dame. I was born at Hôtel Dieu. Hôtel Dieu, it's basically, to translate, Hôtel Dieu. Hôtel is for hostel, and the Dieu is for God. So I was born in the God Hotel in Paris that is just next to Notre Dame, the big church that burned in 2019, I think, 2019. That Notre Dame. I was born just right next to Notre Dame. So, yes, even that in a sign of, I ask people for, and usually I ask them, where were you born? And I don't ask that for astrology. I ask that because I look at the ground of where they were born and the history of it and what was built there before. And what does it mean through the grid, through the chakra, I look and dive into a different way that people usually do it. Like they want a card reading. Okay, I do a card reading, but I like to dive into the ground of where things were built on this earth. There is no coincidence on how things were built and where they were built and how they were built. There is no coincidences.
So, to kind of talk about the particular, so these were Jews, you're saying, right? But what particular Talmud were they studying? Because from my research, I'm understanding that there are at least two different versions of the Talmud.
Well, the other version, there is the version that they only offer to male, and only to the one that they can control in their community. Then there is the Talmud that they share with the artists that you see, like Madonna. It's like an introduction. I'm not going to say, even though they give you a lot of information, but it's an introduction, and it is for people that, okay, they can give them some power, they can control, but the other one, because it's so powerful, the information. And then also they can give that to everybody, because some people will kill themselves because the information is way too dark. So it demands for a person to be very obedient and believe in anything to open themselves to that. But then when you in it, though. It's no game. It's very dark.
It's
And
a cult. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like
of course,
not just this organization, but specifically this one sounds like an extreme cult. Looking into some of the Talmud teachings is very, it's quite disturbing. Some of the things that
it is disturbing. It is disturbing, and this is the way they keep themselves alive on Earth. This is the way they keep themselves alive on Earth, because they know how to connect through frequency, and how to it's like cryptocurrency. It's like money. They exchanging an energy of a child that they are liquiding alive by piercing in specific place on their body to gain the energy of that child, to give to a certain matrix that will pay them back by staying alive.
Oh, okay.
It is very deep, but people don't want to believe that and say, but how do you know that? Well, I'm not saying I watched it. I did watch video of things that show how it is done. Yes, I didn't watch it live because I think I would have killed somebody. That's why they could not take me with them, because I was having too much integrity, but I was very curious. So they want the curious one, but they don't want the curious one that have integrity, because then that will destroy them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Because the curious ones with integrity will not stand for the rubbish. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They will do everything to speak.
Yeah.
They will speak,
They're
and
just like me.
that's it. I will speak because I have to speak, because it's not meant for me to just receive the information and not share it. Like the information that we're going to share live today, we need to talk about that, because we say we're going to share our energy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell people of what I've been through, that everybody right now is going through very strong challenges, emotional, physical, spiritual, dramatic, or like researcher just right after it became magnificent situations. But there are ways to handle them, and those ways is to connect to what is already. You don't need to go and I don't know, like some people spend thousands of dollars on people to tell them, oh, please save my life, or tell me what I need to do. No, you have nature to do that. You have elixirs to do that. You have and all of that. I'm not saying it's free. Hello, people, because like, yeah, but free. Yes, it's true. Anything that is free, like the vax. Anything that is free, anything that is free, meaning there is something behind it that you need to look into it. So no, it's not free. What I am offering, it is an exchange, because I'm receiving from the beings, nature, animal, the universe. Then I'm giving this knowledge because I'm receiving. But if somebody, for example, wanted to hire me and say, okay, we're going to do this and that and the other, but you can't do this, then I can't work with that person, because there is no freedom. There is only a contract. There is only an idea of saying, this is the way I want it. No, it doesn't work like that with nature. When I release my carbon dioxide goes in the air, and the plant in my home, my cactus, my aloe vera, my snake plant, my tomato tree, I just got a little tree, all that nature is taking it the way they want it. And then in exchange, in the morning, they give me back oxygen. That's an exchange of life. There is no restriction. There is no control. And that's the power of life. And that's the way I live my life. And I do that through stones. I do that through my food, through my elixirs, through everything that I touch. My home is my home sanctuary, OM sanctuary. I don't play game in my home. I have made a grid in my home that they tried to go in. They were shutting down my computer every single time I put it on. Since I installed, since I installed that VPN, they stopped.
Oh, well, you're able to throw them off now, so it's a bit harder for them
exactly.
to track you.
And then as soon as I see something acting weird, because I'm a geeky and I know my computer and my tech, I go change on the VPN and go to another place. You know?
Nice.
So it's a game of, you remember that video that I share on Instagram where I have that beautiful being like me, shaved, and there is all those beings coming after that being, but they can't reach her because there is a matrix around her that is not protecting her. She's supported by her frequency. That's the way I live my life.
Yes, with protection, because you're strong in mental fortitude.
Well, that's why I don't say protection, because when you say protection, the universe is listening and is saying, what do you mean protection? From what? And then you saying from what with your thought, and then it's going to manifest the thing that you don't want. So I don't say protection, I say support.
Ah, that is wonderful.
Word frequency.
I like the way you speak already.
That's the manifest language. That the way I speak became a manifest language, and that manifest language can be applied in all the language in the world. You can speak in Arabic and choose your word frequency. You can speak in French and choose your word frequency. You can speak in Spanish, in Japanese, and you choose your word frequency and you manifest greatly. Now, you have to know that when you know how to speak that language and that frequency, you cannot complain that the universe is going to start to cleanse the being around you that do not. And this is what's happening in my life right now. I'm losing people that I love because they don't want to speak that language.
You're allergic to that frequency.
Well, I'm not allergic to their frequency. They are allergic to mine.
Yes, which seems to be why they're not accepting it and not embracing it.
Well, sometimes people don't embrace it because they have spiritually. This is what I have when I had my last reading with a powerful priestess. She's a being that I will invite you to get reading from her, because when you're going to get reading from her, you will say, okay, I understand. I understand, outer, over, understand, because you don't only understand, people understand. That's why the court and the police ask you, do you understand? That means, do you go under my control? Understand meaning you bow to their control. So I don't say understand, I say understand, because it's to take it in, or overstand, or understand. It's inner, outer, over, understand. You're taking it from all the sides of the world, all the dimension that we are in. So it's not like a game of you saying to the universe, I'm bowing only. No, I'm standing, and I'm standing from all direction as a sovereign being. So I don't say understand, understand. And this lady, this priestess, she gave me a reading that was 4 days ago. And I couldn't stop crying the entire reading, because she had my grandmother coming in her room. And she said usually people not coming in her room, but she took her into her home. My grandma was able to manifest a matrix to show her, that priestess, the home of my grandmother. And she was describing things that only me could know, because I never met that priestess before when I was young. When I was a little girl and my grandmother died, she never met my grandmother, but she was describing objects that my grandmother had that I was fascinated with.
Oh, interesting.
So we went.
I'm fascinated now.
I know. I love it. I was like, no, you and she said, and your grandmother, and then there is no picture of my grandmother online, and she doesn't even know if I posted one. You understand what I mean? You don't say stuff like this, and it's not real. Because, some people, I did reading before with other people, and they tell you stuff, but it's easy to go online on your Facebook page and then Instagram, and then read your comment, and then find stuff about you, because people usually speak it's interesting that people speak more openly on their timeline, on their Facebook, but when they speak with somebody, they don't tell them stuff. That's interesting. But they're very interesting human being. The race, I mean, the human being species is very interesting. so, so the thing is, that lady was able to speak with my grandmother, see her home, and my grandmother was giving her comment. She said, "Oh my gosh, your grandmother like to speak, and she's telling me to do this and telling me." She said, "Do not leave your home with a candle on." And I say, yes, my grandmother was always screaming at me because on Friday night we do Shabbat. That's what was being done when my grandmother was alive. And Shabbat is you light up the candle, but those candle was light up with the oil and water on the top, with a little wick that you were lighting up, and that wick was connected to the oil. So that means it was burning the oil, but it was staying on the top of the water. So it was fascinating for me as a little girl, like the oil stay at the bottom and the water on the top. That is fascinating. I was always curious, and then my sister got curious that I got curious. She went to touch, and she spilled the oil and the wick, and the oil got on fire. And the mirror where it was on, everything, the curtain got on fire. So my grandmother is very, very serious. Do not leave your home without blowing up your candle. To the point that my grandmother was not leaving her home Friday night to Saturday morning because she didn't want to blow out the candle, because it was against the rules to light up the candle for Shabbat and then to blow it up. It's a blasphemy. It's you can't do that. So my grandmother was staying home from Friday night to Saturday morning to make sure until the candle is finished. She didn't want it to blow it out. So the lady said all of that, and I said, okay, that means you're really speaking to my grandmother right now. So I said to my grandmother that I still had a shawl, but guess what, Christophe, if you could come to my home, since you are a researcher, I cannot find my scarf. It's a shawl that my grandmother knit. And that's a shawl that I have for so many years, because it was when my grandmother was alive. She passed it on to my mother and passed it on to me. And I can't find it.
What?
I swear. So I'm like, what is that mean? I'm talking to her. I said, tell me where it is. And she doesn't seem to tell me, but she's screaming at me, you better find it, because you need to put it on your shoulder, and we need to have some pastry together. So she wants me to cook a pastry, and she wants me to find the shawl, to wear it, sit down in the living room with her, and just communicate with her through the matrix. Just communicate with her with the little pastry that she likes to do, the Arabic Jewish pastry that she used to do. And my brother that have the recipe is not replying to me. And this make me feel that, as I'm telling you, there is something happening. We have control. Listen, everybody that is here. There is 186 people on LIVEME. There is one, they say, on Insta, but it's because it's censored, I understand. And there is one here, I don't know if it's on DLIVE. I can see all the others, but I know there are people watching. You know that you have control. You have control. You do have control. But also other people have control. But because other people don't know they have control, they're out of control. And that's why we have all this craziness that is happening right now. So we are willpower. We have that willpower, because I can manifest my own matrix. I can manifest that they don't come to me directly. They don't face me. They don't physically come and bother me, because they did bother me a lot in my childhood, because I gave them power. But the more I digged, and the more I saw how they were weak, they don't like to be seen there, they don't like their weakness to show. It's like that movie that says, we have one that can see. You know that movie with the people wearing the glasses, and where they wear the glasses, they can see what's going on in the world.
Yes, I don't remember the name of that one, but I know exactly which movie you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. And there is an old lady in the store, because he says, I can see you, you're very ugly. I can see you, they look like dead people. And she says, she starts to scream and call a phone number and say, we have one that can see. And she get upset. because when they have one that can see, it's bothering their matrix. Just like in Neo the movie, people should watch Animatrix. Not Matrix. Matrix, yes, watch it, but after Animatrix, which this is where I have my music that I have behind me. That music right there. That you hear, the one that say, "Who am I?" When I watched the Animatrix the first time, I said, "This is it. This is a Japanese animation," because I'm such a curious being.
Watched it before.
You watched it before? Because I don't know if you love. I love manga. Do you like manga animation? Like you like to?
I'm a fan of yes, definitely.
You see, we have the same, we have similarly different and differently the same mind. We have been stimulated the right way because Japanese animation tell the truth. They talk about the ether, they talk about power of nature, they don't joke with this. They I wish I could learn speak their language because then I will be more with them than other, to be honest with you.
Oh, Omni, are you on Duolingo? You should join me on Duolingo.
I am
trying to learn a few languages as well.
I am.
So you're probably learning the Japanese already on there. I started.
I do. Ah, you did the Latin. Good for you, because Latin, I didn't like it, but I'm glad I learned it. I'm glad I learned Latin.
Well, I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone, Omni. I'm not sure how many languages you speak, but I speak English and Jamaican patois.
So the patois. So how is the Jamaican patois? Can you tell me? Like, tell me something, a nice phrase.
Okay, so like first thing, hey, what's up? We would greet you and say, "Wagwan, Bridget, everything good?" Or "Wagwan, sister."
Okay, so that's the one that the father of my sister know how to speak that language, but every time I make people laugh because I don't know how to do the accent.
It's okay. I won't force you to do the accent. That's all.
We'll see with time. I can speak French. I can speak English, un poquito Spanish. I can speak a little bit Arabic through my grandmother, but it's a little bit because I don't know how to pronounce the ch in Arabic, but I do love this language. I know Habibi. Habibi mean my lover. Yes, Habibi. It's in the back of your throat. It's very beautiful. And then Japanese, I know how to count. Ichi, ni, san, si, shogo. Ichi, uchi, achi, kyu, ju. That's 10. I know how to count up to 10. And then arigato and konnichiwa, meaning how are you doing? And arigato is to say thank you. So I know different words that are very powerful. I know how to say thank you in different language, like in Arabic, shukran. And it's like you need to know the powerful word, like saying thank you in every language, saying manifest in every language, saying who are you or how are you, like to make a person want to communicate with you.
I see.
You see what I mean? To connect.
Break down communication barriers. Yes, that is exactly skill that you have, Omni. I definitely. When I learn Latin a bit more, because I'll be able to learn a lot of other languages easier after I learn Latin, it will help me. So I'll be able to bridge that gap with that connection boundary there that's sometimes separating us by language.
It is beautiful when you know the languages. The person is surprised, and then they want to teach you more. You don't have to know that much. What you do, you start to communicate by asking who they are, or how are you doing, like konnichiwa, or like I say, shukran. To learn thank you in every language should be priority. Because anytime somebody gonna come and assist you and gonna talk to you in sign language, because the first language is the water body. Your body speak 99.7% by itself, just by the way you walk, just by the way you present yourself, by the way you move. It shows and speak of yourself. Then the second part is what you're saying, your word frequency. Thank you for your like, everybody. I appreciate your presence here now. So the second part, yes, thank you for being here. And the second part is when you speak and what you're saying. And then the third, the most important, is the frequency, because some people say I love you, but they hate you. And some people say I hate you is because they love you, but you hurt them. So you see, you have
Yeah.
to, yes, you know that. I know, I did, you know. So, you know, we all get to that pain where we want to hate the person, but it's not that we want to hate them, but we're so much in pain for what they have done that you want to hate. I can't hate, because when I hate, I remember the last time I say I hate that person, I got sick, like extremely sick. Because when you vibrate that type of frequency, word frequency, then it's like a mirror. It's sent back to your water body. So it's not a good idea to vibrate those type of word frequency. I will advise everybody, even though you can get angry, I know especially right now with this pandemic, we know they're pushing us to anger, and then because we can't express our anger, because then they say you're angry, so then you need to be controlled and they have to put you somewhere. So it's not that you can't get angry. You can be angry, but know how to utilize your anger.
Yes, emotional mastery is something I mentioned in my last show, and it's been coming up a lot recently in some of the talks that I've been doing, and in other areas in my life, if you can believe it or not. So definitely we need to master our emotions. Anger is an emotion that can cause you to really do things that you may regret in the future. You may, yes.
It is important, because if you don't, then they play on your emotion. Like my family did play on my emotion, but then I took the punch, and because I am a bull and a Taurus and an ox and a gazelle, because of my name, I have all of those horns. I deal with it, and I push myself to the wall, and I will break that wall, and then I will move forward. But I have to deal with it. I cannot go and stay too long on negativity, because if I do, like I did in the past, then I will die. I know spiritually, mentally, physically, I will die. And that's why there is so many people dying right now, because they don't deal with it. So let me light up a candle for all of us. That candle is sandalwood, and it says to soothe. So let's soothe the energy right now in the room live. Let's light up a candle for all of us. This is the candle for us to relax, to soothe ourselves, since we're talking about emotion and energy. Look at how beautiful is this candle. Look at this. So everybody that want to see the live, I am live on FB, 3 different pages, live on Insta, live on LIVEME, live on Stereo and DLIVE and Twitch. So like that you can see and share. If you are being censored on one live, just go to another live and share the other live. Yes, because they have reported my website as being malicious, suspicious, and dangerous. So when you put Manifest for TV, they block you and they say this is a dangerous link, which is not. My link, my website is actually to make you feel good, like really good. When you go to my website, you're going to receive the water of the sea coming to greet you. So go and watch it, manifestfortv.com. Believe me, it's a safe website. Don't trust them. That was an interlude. Yeah, no, because this is when I went to click on it, because it said you need to go and click. But when I click, it's my website. This message doesn't appear. But when you go and you pass as another person, or you pass as, like you put your page and you say, I want to see my page as a public, then you click on the link and that's what it comes up, that it is malicious, suspicious, and dangerous. So go figure. It's okay. Know that it's safe. It is really safe and it's good for you. Go to my website. It is really good for you. So we were talking about the emotion and how we can deal with it, right? How we can deal with it. So I was talking about the language and how important it is to say thank you in multiple language. Why? Because when you say thank you to a being, most people don't receive a lot of thanks in their life, especially right now.
Wow, that's true. That is so true.
So when you say shukran, when I go to a store and I see the person and I hear them speaking in Arabic, when they serve me and I'm leaving the store, I say shukran. And suddenly everybody in the store say afwan. Because they're not used to hear this. They're not used to have somebody speaking in their language. So you're going to amaze that person, and then you open their heart straightforward. There is no limitation after that. Just by the word thank you. Just by the word thank you. So you need to learn thank you in different language. So how about you say thank you in yours? Say thank you in yours.
Well, that's just English, so thank you. And Latin, I haven't learned thank you yet. In Spanish, gracias.
Gracias, yes.
In Italian, it would be grazie.
Yes.
I think, yeah. So apart from Japanese, which you mentioned already, which was, I think it was domo arigato.
Yes. Domo arigato is thank you very much, but arigato is thank you.
Oh, arigato. Okay.
Domo arigato.
Domo very much. Thank you very much. All right, I got it. Thank you so much, Amna.
And you're welcome. You're welcome. And how it is in Jamaican?
Well, Jamaicans speak English, but I mean, I guess in Patois, somebody would just tell you like, respect, brethren. You know? Respect.
Well, let's see.
Instead of saying thank you, we would just use that word. So it's you know, our lingo is a bit different, but you could say it's broken English and butchered in a way that kind of just breaks up the words differently to mean different things.
So it's like the French patois. The French patois, for example, like they speak the French in Paris, but when you come to Canada, it's a French like patois.
So yeah, it would be similar to that. Just like how you have your French patois, we have our Jamaican patois.
Okay.
You know, it's just a bit more common over here. It's a bit more popular. People like to hear the accent. I think that's what's, you know, really just popular about the Jamaican accents. They like to hear the how the patois is spoken.
Yes.
I think that's what they like. Yeah.
It's like almost like the new type of speaking, but they call that the slang. So that means in French, we have like people talking the street language, the street, it became a new language. You understand what I mean? Do you understand? Like, do you know, like when they have the hip hop, for example, but it's like street language. I had to learn it when I came here in New York. It was interesting. You know, but in African you say donkey in yes, in African, which is sound also like the German, and which one that I have the French is merci, MERCI, merci. And if you want to say thank you very much, is merci beaucoup. Beaucoup mean much.
Merci beaucoup.
So there you go. You receive some way to say in different language, thank you, which is very important.
Thank you very much, OMniREADY.
You're welcome. Grazie. And in Chinese, because everybody have Chinese store where they go and buy that Chinese food. If you say to them, she she, they will be shocked.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In Chinese, it's she she. She she.
So that means thank you as well?
It means thank you, yes. Now, some people might might correct me because they probably Chinese and they say, okay, she's saying it, but because she has a French accent, this is how you say it. But that's how for example, in Mandarin, it's zigzi, so XIE, XIE, but I don't think they put the X. Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to have to explore some of the Eastern languages as well. They're very fascinating to me. I think the first one I'm going to try and learn is probably Sanskrit.
That's beautiful. That is ancient. That's definitely one of the most ancient language. That's why I like the Chinese. That's why I like the Japanese, because those are ancient languages, the way they look like, you know, and Sanskrit. Yeah, they are. The English is the latest that came about, you know, the alphabetic, you know, the alphabetic, French alphabetic, A, B, C, D, you know, and A, B, C, D. That's their latest hypnotization, their latest distraction, we're gonna call it.
Exactly. And that language has so many word magic spells and traps that are used to keep people down. It's quite fascinating how they really try to use the English language against us, you know.
They do.
And they're trying to make everybody speak English. It's quite fascinating, that phenomenon.
Do you see that? How they're imposing? I know, right? And I'm like, no. No. We don't need. No, we need all those language. We need to have. It's like you go to Africa and there is hundreds of different dialects. It's what make life beautiful. It's like saying no, they're gonna be only one type of flower. Are you kidding me? No.
Yes, diversity. You know, so I like the fact that there are different languages, and it seems that the agenda to make English like the primary language on the planet is somewhat deeper rooted in kind of erasing some culture and tradition where they can. Because of course they can't do it in every situation, but when they can erode the fabric of society and, you know, the traditions and the morals and any which way they can to the true history and wisdom that has been passed down for us to keep, to, you know, share with others who are ready for growth.
Yes.
You know, it's quite hard, but I do keep myself balanced, you know, Omni. So this is a lovely conversation I'm having with you. I've learned so much. That story you mentioned earlier really has me thinking, though. The one you told me about your grandmother and
yes, the priestess. Yes, and we are twins. The universe sent her to me because I was going through so much, and she offered me to have a reading. And I said, you know what? I had bad experience reading of people, you know, they just, like I said, just pull out card and just do this, do that. No, she speak the Yoruba language. This is the ancient language. Yes, she speak that deep language, the patois that is like.
I believe, or it might be. I think the Yoruba tribe is in that region. I might be mistaken.
Well, we can look. We are researcher, right? Type Yoruba, where
Yoruba, I believe, right? Something like that.
Yoruba language. Where the Yoruba language originated, Niger. You are right, Niger. Niger.
Okay. Well,
You see, look at you. Look at you.
There's Nigeria. So,
yes, you're right. There is Niger and Nigeria. Well, it's like there is Guyana and then the French Guyana, the English Guyana. This is where I come from, part of it. I have multiple being inside of me. So she is in South America and she gives reading, and she is extremely powerful in my perspective. Even though she feels that I am more powerful than her, after she made my reading, I said, to me, the way she read was, she brought me to another dimension. The fact that my grandmother, I knew my grandmother was trying to talk to me. I knew it because I could feel her. You know, there is a sense of energy that you feel. And then there is a sense of, she was coming into my dream. I was dreaming of her. She was coming to apologize. She was saying, I'm sorry for what I've done to you. But she already apologized to me before she died. Because she said this is the way they were doing it. You know, the way people were raising their children 100 years ago is different than 50 years ago. And it's different than now. I was raised in a very harsh way, but I'm very independent. I can do a lot of things because of that. So I'm not saying that everybody should be raised in a harsh way, but the way I was raised, it made me extremely independent. I can fix anything. I can do anything. Look, I'm doing my own show by myself on 9 social different platforms. They push me to be.
Superwoman, OMniREADY.
Well, don't know if I'm superwoman, but I'm OMniREADY, that's for sure. So
okay, if that's your superhero name, that's fine.
That is my super name. That is my frequency name. OMniREADY means always, in all places, prepared, because Omni, it's always in all places, and ready is prepared. So I am. Whatever they punch me, that doesn't mean I don't receive punch, guys. You do receive punch. Why? Because we are all together manifesting, co-creating together. So some people gonna be around you, gonna be used by the negative energy on this earth because they're weak, because they don't stand in their integrity. They're gonna use them to hurt you. Know that. I learned.
Yes, influence.
Yes, I learned that, and I was like, yeah, but you can make your own choices. It's your choice. I didn't know. There are people that they're so weak inside because they don't want to stand in their integrity, that that frequency can come and reach them and make them do dumb stuff that will destroy your relationship.
That is true. That is true.
Now, that's not an excuses. That's not an excuses for them, but we have to recognize that they are, you know, when you're weak, you have to take responsibility that the devil will come and plug itself into you. That's the matrix. It's like your computer. If you leave your computer, you open the door, they have multiple ports on your computer, and you let that port being connected by anything because you don't have no control of all those connections. Then don't complain you have a virus on your computer. I got a VPN. Now they can't come in. And when I go online, it says you are protected. I'm good. See, I give you analogy. Always ready. Exactly. Always, because the punch will come. The attack will come. The craziness will come. We are all together in it. We are all together in what's going on right now. But because there are people.
For the past 2 years, it's been getting crazier and crazier.
I know.
Yeah.
I stopped watching the news though, because to me it looks like especially in United States, it looks like a TV show. It looks like a movie, and I'm done. I'm done.
It is a movie, OMniREADY. It's like a production. It's like a film production.
Of course, but the production is dumb though, because when I'm looking at it, I'm like, how come people don't see this or hear this? How come you don't read between the lines? How come you don't see that they're playing you? How come you don't see all of this? How come? I'm like baffled. But then the universe says, because they have a different veil. Everybody have different veil on the front of their eyes that they're being programmed to because of what you've been grown up to. You and me, it seems like our parents let us grow up and be curious, like watching those manga and those animation, Japanese and deep movies. I was able to dive into whatever I wanted to dive because my mother was a nurse, and she had huge book in her home, like huge, heavy, large book that you have to take in your hand and then you have to carry with both hands. And I just dive into the body and how we were made and all those disease and why they were created and when. And that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I was just digging because I was curious, and we didn't have the computers. My goodness, imagine if I would have grown with internet. That would I would have probably be flying by now. I fly in my dream, but can't wait to fly here. Have my wings back like magnificent, no, maleficent, So let me give you something right now that is really important for what's going on right now to support your immune system and support yourself to the frequency of those beings that decided to trust them and take that jab vax. You need to go and get pine. So I'm showing that. Yes. That said, I'm going to share that during this show. We're going to share everything that we assist ourselves to keep ourselves in great frequency, healthy. So this is real fresh that I went to my tree. I have a tree that loves me and I communicate with this tree. I didn't know that. I knew this tree for a long time, but I didn't know this tree had that power. I was looking at it. It was trying to tell me, hello. You need to take this from me. And I was like, but I don't like you because you're very sticky. But I do have communication with trees. I swear. I don't know why people don't talk with trees. They're fascinating. Trees are fascinating. And then they call you when they have pain. For example, people that put a nail in them. They don't like it because it's an intrusion of a metal that they don't like, and then it gets rusted with the water, the rain. So I go and remove nails from trees.
Wow, that is so I mean, I guess persons who don't know what you're doing wouldn't see the beauty in that, but that is beautiful.
Thank you. I wish everybody does it. It's so healing to communicate with nature. If I didn't have nature on this earth, animals and music, I will not have come and agree to come and guide the human being. Because I agree to come, but I say, please, at least let me be close to nature, animals, and this powerful frequency that is this universe and all of us together through music. Music is healing, is assisting to keep you healthy, but you have to observe the frequency music you're choosing. They are music that are destroying your psyche, that are driving your children to do absolutely atrocious thing with their body. So you have to observe, because music is hypnotizing. That's why they pay those artists. They pay. We don't even know if they pay them, people, because you need to be awakened to the type of deal they're giving them, because money is fake. Number one, they're killing trees to make paper, and that paper have no value, because they took the gold from people and say, here, we give you paper, and people went, like dumb people went to give their gold, and then now the gold is hidden somewhere, and everybody is like running for paper. Come on, people, stop it. Okay, so
I know where some of the gold is, but we can't talk about that today.
yeah, no. We're gonna let the Vatican alone for tonight. We're gonna leave them alone for tonight. We're gonna do another show together about this.
Yeah.
So the pine.
Awesome.
So this beautiful tree is a white California pine tree. He's beautiful. He's big. He's been there for a long time, because when his pine fall on the floor, you can see the brownness all around him, and the one that are around him that are younger than him. I don't know how old he is, but the only way to see how old is a tree is to cut it, and then you see the ring. But I know he's ancient. And a friend of mine, which is the priestess, she told me, here, Yael, read this. And I read the link, and I think I sent it to you, and I sent it on my Telegram. You need to go on my Telegram, because on my Telegram, I share powerful information that will assist you to deal with all of this. I show you the truth.
Lots of powerful information. I have been through some of those links you sent me on Telegram, and yes, very powerful information.
So you read the one about the pine tree?
All the things you sent me.
Thank you, dear. So you read the one about the pine tree then?
I have not gotten to that one yet, but I saw the title, yes.
Okay, so it's one that talks about how the pine needle tree, so I'm going to take some out of the jar right now, how to recognize that it's a pine needle tree that you can have. It have always, and it's a powerful sign, 5 needles attached together, like the number 5 for transition, for transformation, for, you see, so 5 pine needle together. When you look at the tree, and then you always get the needle that are at the end of the branch. Always got the needle that are at the end of the branch. Why? Because this is the needle that you will have that sap that is brand new, brown fresh, and then when you're going to pull it out, it's going to smell magnificent. And then you get, usually what I do is I get the end of a branch, and then after that, when I get home, I rinse it out. I rinse my pine needle and the copper water or filtered water. Do not use, please don't use that dead tap water. Please don't. People, stop with this too, because it's calcify your pineal gland. It doesn't allow your body to heal. It doesn't allow your body to be healthy, because on top of that, they put fluoride in it. Come on. And that was used in World War II to dominate people, to make them obedient in concentration camp. Come on, people. So don't use that tap water, dead tap water. Use filtered water. I have my shower. It's filtered. I have a filter that I install on it. You have it too?
I do have filters.
You see? Do you see? There you go. You see? Definitely. So have your filter water. And if you don't have your filter water, get water from the bottle. I know it's not the best, but then transfer them to a copper water container. Get all of you a copper water container, because it cleans your water. I'm giving you my little magical trick.
Container.
Yes.
I'm interested. I don't have one of those. OMniREADY. I'm going to look into that. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So I'm showing right now live to everybody 5 needle. You see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is always 5 needle on it. And those needles are the one that you put under your shower or under, you know, like how do you call it? A coriander that you put, and then you can rinse your salad. You put your pine needle and then you rinse them in the cold water. Then you can keep them in the fridge, but it's better to use them fresh. So you pull them out of the branch one by one, not by one, but you know, like few of them, but a pile of one together. It's like hair. It looks like hair. You pull them out. You put them in a glass container. Do not use plastic container. I'm very serious about that, people. Do not use plastic container. Use glass. Why glass? Because glass vibrate frequency that is clean and pure. Do not put any container that have a label on it too, because that label and the words that are on it will vibrate in your water. It needs to be clear, or it needs to have sacred geometry that is good for your water body, because the water is memorizing everything. Okay?
Exactly.
So,
memory.
water memory. So then, go ahead. Yes.
Don't believe in that you know, the actual atomic structure and how it can be changed and altered and fixed.
Oh yes, yes.
Power and sound.
And you can structure your water with shungite. I will talk to you more about the pine. I'm going to finish about the pine, but shungite is one of the most beautiful stone and powerful stone to also assisting in the cleansing of the water. You do not put the shungite in a copper container. Let the copper container cleans your water. I have a big one for 2 gallons, and I have 2 little ones when I need to travel. I only drink water from copper container. I never ever drink it from plastic bottle. I don't care. I just can't. Because I know my water body respect the greatest water, number one. That's the number one in your life. You have to have the greatest water. So shungite, that's the thing that you add into your glass container. So when you transfer from the 2 gallon copper container and you transfer that water into the glass container, then you put your shungite in and let the shungite make your water such a magnificent water. It will feed it in a powerful way. And there is other stuff that I do also to my water, but let's finish with the pine. The pine, you take it, you put it in that glass container, and then you boil your water, and then you pour it on the top of those pine. And then they will be green, and at the top, at the beginning, let it go down by itself and start to become brown, because this is when you're going to see that they release their essence. It's releasing its essence, its elixir. The water might look clear, but that water, people, contains powerful thing. The native of this country that they call America, but it's actually Turtle Island, the native utilize it and were never getting sick. But the people that came and colonized them was getting sick, and then unfortunately they gave them their medicine, and then look at that. The people that colonized them killed them. Go figure. I'm giving you something to heal, you kill me. So that's why I don't give my healing to everybody. I give my healing to people that, like when I do personal consultation and I teach people how to really transform their matrix, make their own matrix in their own home, there are customers that I don't. I say, no, I'm sorry, I don't have time, or I'm not available, because I don't share my frequency with everybody. I don't. There are people that don't deserve your frequency, because some people say, no, it's for everybody. No, it's not for everybody. Don't waste your time. There are some people that just want to waste your time, because while you're guiding them, there is somebody else that deserves your time, because those people will respect you for what you're giving them.
You're so correct about that.
But that's what was happening, Christophe. The problem is people were too kind. The kind people were too kind and giving to everyone. But there are people that do not deserve our frequency.
The brothers of darkness.
You have to make, and then that sounds tough. Of course, it was hard for me to also say that and to decide that. Before, I was giving to everybody. I was giving my time, my energy, my thought, my knowledge to everybody. But then I met people that were sucking my energy. And what I mean sucking is sucking me dry and let me down on the floor with nothing. And then I realized, okay. And then the universe was telling me, how long are you going to do that for? And I did it again. How long you gonna do that for? And I did it again because you know you want to be nice, you don't want to judge. And I realized the universe don't want you to judge. The universe wants you to make choices. When you make choices, when you stop judging and you're like, okay, you know what? That person right now is putting a knife in my back. Should I continue to be nice with them? No.
Exactly. Makes sense, right? It's
But
logical.
But when you're in it, it doesn't make sense because when you love somebody, you fall into that. But I don't want to hurt them, and they don't know better. And it's my mom, and it's my husband. You know, like we give them excuses. Oh, it's my boss. You know, and then you give them excuses, and they're like, ha 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 ha. Look at this one, how nice she is or he is. Let me continue to suck and drain them. No, that's what the universe is teaching you right now. It's teaching you to be a mirror.
Okay, I get you. But
to be like water.
What you're saying.
Go ahead.
Trying to say that it's like the persons who are. Damn, I actually forgot my train of thought there. I'll try to remember it, but I was trying to chime in while I remembered it. So
it was about being nice. It was about being nice.
I'll chime in.
So,
oh my gosh.
So it's okay. It's okay. It's my apology because I get excited sometimes, and sometimes my energy can be very strong. But I apologize for that.
Oh, when you say certain things, I do kind of, like I'm thinking about what you say, and then something comes to mind. But it's like sometimes if you're moving too fast in the conversation, you might go on to something else, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting too. So
I will stop.
Yeah.
I will pull back. I will pull back. So you want me to continue with the pine?
It's fine. I love your energy, and I love the vibe and the high vibrational positive energy in the room right now. So you shared a lot of interesting stories so far. And the last one was on the pine needle.
Yes.
And how we can extract. So
when
is very interesting information as well. Yeah.
When you see the pine needle going down, so for people that are watching it on the video, I'm sharing it right now. For stereo, I understand, but you can go on my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMniREADY, and you will see all my other link, my YouTube, my Facebook. You can see me on all the different platforms. So this is my cup. Okay, you can see me. This is my cup of Manifest for TV. When the pine finally has calmed down and became brown, this is when they say to you they have released the elixir to you into your water. And this is when you pour it. So it looks like water. It's not green at all, which is interesting because when you see how green are the pine needle, you're like, okay, how come the water is not green? But no, it's their essence. You can see it. Like when you pour the hot water, you look at it and inside you see puff of like the syrup, like a clear syrup in the water, the way it makes the water move like oil, So that's when the pine are releasing for you their healing ability. And this is what you drink. It's advised to drink 5 to 6 cups a day. I drink more than 5 to 6 cups a day. And this is what that did to me. Let me explain you what that did to me. I went to the store, and I go to the store, not often, but I have to. I mean, we all have to buy food, right? Buy stuff. And I was close to, first it was at the restaurant. At the restaurant was the most, no, actually the first is the store. Because we went to the store and I didn't have my organ. What are organs? So before we move forward, let me say what are organs. Organs, yes.
Actually, before we continue in this story, I actually did not notice that we've been having we've been getting some messages.
Yes, go ahead. Play your messages.
We have 3 in the chamber, so we're just going to clear these out.
Yes.
We have Candy first.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad somebody said that. So this is real. Every time I talk crap about somebody, I literally get a Charlie horse that night when I go to bed. It is awful. I 100% agree. It comes back to you.
See?
Yes.
Can you play that again? Can you play this again?
That one was from 7:57, or 8:57 your time. So that one was about 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad somebody said that. So this is real. Every time I talk crap about somebody, I literally get a Charlie horse that night when I go to bed. It is awful. I I 100% agree. It comes back to you.
I didn't say it. She said it. If people were to pay attention, how do you feel after an argument? Not an argument, because you can have an argument with somebody and you can go to bed perfectly fine because you just gave your perspective, they gave their perspective, and you can agree to disagree. But when you go to bed and you have a bad argument where it didn't finalize, where it was like F you, and then the other one say, I don't care, then you go to bed. How do you wake up? Most likely, excuse me, most likely not good. My apology for that. I was drinking the water, the bad, beautiful pine. So most likely we don't wake up good, and then we don't go to bed in a nice way too. Frequency are extremely powerful, and people don't want to pay attention to that. Me, I always want to resolve it, but the people don't want to resolve it because they don't want to face the bull. They don't want to face the Taurus because I'm going to come with fact. So they're like, I don't want to deal with this. So
facts.
You know,
always there with those facts.
Because I want us to be good. I don't want to fight with people. I have no reason. I have no reason to be on this earth fighting with people. There is no reason for me, because there's some people, they like to fight. I realize that.
Love, not war. I'm tired of fighting. I've got no more time to fight like that with people. I'm here to help those who want to be helped, want to learn about certain things. My specific field, OMniREADY, you know that I do like talking about spiritual stuff and philosophy, as well as ancient history. So, you bring a specific area of expertise, of knowledge that you bring to the table, and I value all of this because this is making so much connections for not just me, but for all the listeners out there who kind of want to learn more about this manifesting frequency.
Yes, definitely. The people are yearning for it, and it's very, very simple.
Yeah.
But it is, even though it is simple, and what I mean by simple, it is, how would you say that? Intricate. It is simple because when you look at it, you're going to be like, your head's going to go on the side like this, because your head is like, huh? But then when you're going to start to put the dot together and connect and start to see the sacred geometry and the trees and the stones and the water and the thought, and then you're going to say, then you're going to see how simple it is, and you're going to understand, and then you're going to move forward, and you're going to have a different lifestyle. You cannot see the truth and have the same lifestyle that you had before. You cannot. It's impossible. Not impossible, but you're going to get sick. If you try to force yourself to continue to live the old way, even though you know the truth, you're going to get sick, because the universe is not going to let you continue. So, so it's a choice.
That is true.
So it's going to push you to situation. It's going to make you meet people that's going to drive you nuts. It's going to make you feel that it's pushing you. It's stimulating you for you to behave greater as a sovereign being and no more as a human being. You're going to become a sovereign being, meaning that you are above all powers. You know that you are extremely powerful. You know that you are a manifestor co-creator. You know that your word frequency can kill a nation at once. So you observe the word that you are pronouncing, uttering. You look into the word, you're becoming more curious, and then you don't let your children dive into things that will destroy their psyche. You become responsible. You have integrity. There you go. You have a sword of integrity, which I have a sword.
That is so important in this day and age. And before we go back into the story, that
you continue the name, yes,
messages
yes,
from the listeners who have been here patiently waiting. Thank you so much for being in the room with us. We have Elohim, the prophet, up next. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, gang? Omni, researcher. What we talking about?
Positive energy.
Positive energy. Well, positive energy, more manifesting frequency. Exactly. Because positive and negative is necessary. If you talk positive, you have to talk of the negative. It goes together. You can't divide them. It's a balance. That's why I call it.
Yes, you're correct again.
Well, I'm not trying to be correct. I'm not trying to be correct.
I know you are, but I also concur. This concur research.
Okay.
So I stamp of approval.
Okay. So we are centered being. We are being that can choose the negative when it's necessary. Like, for example, I wish when I was a little girl and I experienced pedophilia that I was strong enough like I am now to handle the pedophile. Do you understand what I'm saying now? I like to give you raw example for you to get it like a punch in the face. I wish I knew what I knew. I wish I was not afraid to utilize the power that I have now when I was little. I knew I was powerful, but I was not certain completely. I didn't want to get more in trouble. You understand what I mean? I didn't want to get hurt. So I said, okay, let the person continue and let that be done. And then maybe that's going to stop at some point. But no, what's happened is the people.
Pedophilia is a big problem on the radio.
Yes.
Because children should be exposed to that sort of behavior.
I know.
It's just, all right. So
go ahead.
We're going to pop this last
next
then we're
one.
going to get right back into the story. So next one, we have lovely Lo. Hey, talk to the people now.
Good evening to both of you guys. I just want to ask some questions because I hear this throughout this app. Frequency. Can you explain to me what frequency is? Because you're saying that I know when people absorb your energy, it's because you're tired, but what are you saying when you say frequency? Because I'm looking at it from another level, but I'm just curious. I appreciate your answers from both of you guys. Thank you. Good day.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Awesome. So,
would you like me to go first?
Yes, I would like you to go first, of course.
All right. Okay. So for me, frequency is a very powerful word because it connects to many things that I am particularly interested. Now, frequency can mean word, sound, power, because words vibrate. The sound, when you say something, you're creating a sound. This sound is creating vibration. This vibration is also frequency. And you hear these frequencies, and these frequencies affect you. Now, that's why when you listen to people and you like what they're saying, you give them a follow. You know what I'm saying? You're resonating with their frequency. So
yes.
It depends on how you look on frequency, but there's also the scientific one. Take for instance, the electromagnetic spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
This is composed of many frequencies, EMFs, and our own body has its own EMF field.
Yes.
So that study is also very interesting when you look into how the EMF fields interact with each other and how they affect each other. So there are many frequencies out there. Light operates on a frequency, sound operates on a frequency, infrared, all of that, and all of that is actually on the electromagnetic spectrum, in different sections. And we could go over that in another talk. That sounds interesting as well. We can dive deep into frequency.
We should do a show together speaking about frequency. Definitely, It should be a show talking just about that, and then we will dive into the water because water and frequency are connected together very close.
Of course. Everything is frequency. Water is, all the elements vibrate at different frequencies.
Exactly.
There's also a study. So lovely, Lou. There's a study called cymatics.
Mm-hmm.
CYMATICS.
Yes.
It shows how words and I should say sound can affect organic matter. And this is a science that not many people are aware of, but extensive studies have been done on this. And when you understand the implications, you understand just how beautiful this world is in terms of frequency. And that's all I have to say on frequency. Yes, I hope I answered your question a little. I tried my best. Yeah, I'm done.
You didn't try. Don't say you try. You did your best. Observe the word frequency. You did your best. Correction. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, let me give you the French accent.
Yes, you did. Merci beaucoup. So me, I am Yael Reed. That's my name, right? Yael. It's the name that my mother gave me when I was born, which means uh, in
Very
Hebrew.
beautiful name.
Thank you very much. I didn't like it when I was little, though, but I discovered because it in the Bible, in the ancient Bible, the Old Testament, it's she was a woman that was going from empire to empire, Yael, and she was listening to the king. And if the king was not keeping his promises, she was taking the stick of the tent, because they were living in tents at that time, and she was plunging the stick on the side of the head for lying to the people, which is cool. I love it. I love it. Imagine if she was.
She seems like a fascinating character to study.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I can't stand lie. But I don't put stick anymore in the head of people. I put word stick.
I got you.
Because I can't do that. I can't put a stick, obviously. That will hurt, and I don't like the blood, and I don't like to be dirty, and I don't like all that stuff. So I'm not going to put stick literally, but I put mind stick into the mind of people. Because I don't like lies. There is no... When you know the being that I am, there is no reason to lie to me. Because I will love you more for telling me the truth, even if the truth hurt.
Yes.
But when you lie to me,
characteristics we need to cultivate.
Exactly. Because with children, they're more afraid of telling the truth, and they end up what? Lying out of fears.
Yep, fear.
See what fear does?
This is so profound on me. I literally did a show earlier today where we were talking about the emerald tablets of Thoth, and we're going over tablet number 6, the key of magic.
Yes.
And believe you me, the fear is brought up specifically in this tablet.
Yes.
Talking about how fear affects us. So
yes.
It's quite interesting that they use this fear-based frequency to control people.
But because
they're afraid of this, so they're not gonna do this because they're afraid of this. It's just fear-based control. So
but because people have misunderstood, they misunderstood what fear is. Fear is not a bad thing. Fear is not a bad thing. Like anger is not a bad thing. Because when you have anger, your anger is coming from what? Usually you don't get angry like that just because the first time somebody slapped you in the face. I mean, yes, you could. Yeah, depending who it is. But what I'm saying is, when somebody does something to you the first time and you tell them, you know what, I don't like it, stop tapping on my shoulder, and then do it again. I told you I don't like it. Come on, this is the second time, stop it. And then they do it a third time. Then now you're like, okay, what are you doing? I'm telling you I don't like it. Then the anger gonna start to rise. But the anger is just showing, okay, this is my respect, this is my limit, please respect it. Anger is not crazy, because people try to say, oh, you're angry, you have problem, you have anger issue. No, you are repeating something that is not okay for me, and I told you to please stop, and you're still continuing. What do you want me to do? To be like Jesus and turn the other cheek? No, I don't play that game.
Well, everybody has their own tolerance level. You can't expect to be continuously abused and just...
Exactly. At the end, anger will come out because the abuse is been continuing. Something has been repeating itself for you to become angry. Thank you. So then what's happened after the anger, if it's not handled, it becomes rage. And when the rage is not handled, then it hurt the person and it kills them. But when you put COU on the front of rage, then it becomes cool rage. And then you can face the person with FEAR, meaning, okay, I need to get the courage to tell them what I think, for them to understand that they need to stop because it's hurting me and I will not take this anymore. That becomes FEAR, face everything and rise. I created an acronym with fear on purpose to assist myself to deal with my fear. And it's F,
to overcome fear.
To overcome. So face everything and rise. And when I faced those people, like the people that was abusing me when I was little, my own mother, when I faced her, she got scared of me. And I was surprised to see that my fear was me surrounding myself to the other without even utilizing my own power. Fear as something that didn't even existed yet. It's something that you create in your mind that are fictitious, that you think it's gonna happen, but it didn't happen yet. So therefore, exactly. So you need to face everything and rise, and you'll be shocked to see that actually you are extremely powerful. And the one on the front of you was playing with your fear as I created another acronym for the people that play that game, the monkey game, the 3 wise monkey game. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to hear anything. And I don't want to speak about it. And meanwhile, evil is like, oh, you don't want to do anything about this. So let me continue. And that's called the fear.
Yep.
Thank you for the coins. Oh my gosh, they gave me a lot of, this is so cute. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for the coin drop. I appreciate. I don't know who did this, but I really appreciate. Oh my gosh, and now they're giving me sun gift. Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Thank you. The information is probably touching them. So the FEAR, when people don't want to deal with the face everything and rise, this is what they do. They forget everything and run.
Wow. So you have 2 acronyms.
On purpose, because I say to people, stop to forgetting everything and run.
With your acronyms as well. Oh my God.
I love creating acronym.
OMniREADY. You are a special woman. I'll tell you that. That is quite unique. My hat's off to you right there with that.
Thank you. Because I was forgetting everything and running before. I was, Christophe. Because I was like, yeah, but I don't want to get hurt more. I don't want them to be upset. I don't want to lose my mother. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to, you put all those fears forward. So then for you, what you're doing is you forgetting about it, everything, and then you running away from the situation. And then not even seeing that you're running in the hand of the one that is hurting you in the process. So I say, yeah.
OMniREADY. It's like you need to immortalize those words in some sort of picture meme. And
they're already there.
Instagram.
They're already there. Everything is there, but they're censoring it because they don't want that information to be out there.
Oh, don't worry. I'll make some new ones for you. Coming soon.
I have them. I can send you the picture. You just have to share them.
Send me, please. Yes,
I will send it to you with pleasure. I can show them on the screen right now. Let me share some of them on my Facebook because they are on the Facebook, unless they remove it again because I have to re-upload everything since they delete everything. Yes, because what they do now, they're saying this post is against our community standard. And I'm looking at the post and it's a beautiful picture with my beautiful acronym. Nothing talking about the plan YOUTB, nothing talking about vax, nothing talking about anything that's supposed to be censored. But no, because the information is so simply powerful, they're like, we can't have that out there. We can't.
They don't want any information that's going to cause people go against the system. So
it makes them think.
Like I can make that same post OMniREADY, and I guarantee you it's not going to be flagged because they're not monitoring me like how they're monitoring you yet. So.
Well, I was monitored on my YouTube, but they deleted my channel because they didn't want my channel to continue. It was getting too many people in. My 17 years old channel, YouTube deleted it. And when I asked them why, they don't want to reply. But they look at me on LinkedIn. They follow me everywhere, see what I'm saying and see what I'm doing. They're still letting me go live, but they deleted my brand channel, my business that goes with the live TV show on TV every Monday at 8:30. They deleted it after in 2019. It's interesting. Just before the plan YOUTB came out, just before they deleted my channel.
But are you familiar with like the class action lawsuits? Because there may be some way for you to get compensated.
Yes. Yes, I'm looking for it, actually. I'm looking for people to tell me who have started the class last year, because I have all the screenshot, all the video to prove my account was in good standard. I had no strike. I had a lot of followers, and they just deleted like just one day, say poof, and they didn't tell me why. And when I contact them, they say, no, your channel is still here. I say, no, not my personal YOUTB channel, my business brand channel, Manifest for TV. And they don't want to reply, because if they reply legally, then they stuck with, oh, we mess up. We did something that is not okay. Now she's going to ask us for something to repair the fact that they damaged my business, because they damaged my business.
Respond to you, but when a class action lawsuit is formed, they have no choice. So power is in coming together to solve the situation.
And that's what I want us to do, to come together, because me by myself alone, yes, I can do my own matrix in my own home and be fine, but they still can stop me. Like I just told you, they deleted my YouTube channel. Facebook and Instagram are censoring me. I can't comment, like, follow, or share. So that means they're doing everything to make sure people cannot communicate with me and I cannot communicate with them. I have the Telegram. They don't do anything on the Telegram. The WhatsApp, they don't.
No, can't touch that right now. WhatsApp is controlled by them.
Yes,
controlled by them.
they did that. They just turned down my business on WhatsApp. They don't want my business on WhatsApp. They refuse for me to have my website for people to be able to pay me for my service on WhatsApp.
Well, here's the thing, Omni. We have to just support the platforms that are supporting the people and are not affiliated with these nefarious organizations.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
There are a few platforms that, I mean, I'm only going to recommend one right now, which is Gab.
Yes,
and
Gab.
There is a TV section that you may benefit from. OMniREADY, I'm not sure if you will look into broadcasting on that additional platform.
Yes.
But they are way more friendly, and I'm sure they will love your content over there, and you'll get lots of support.
I'll be honest with you there. I'll be honest, stuff. I've been doing so much with my family situation that I didn't go live for a while. And then also, remember, they were shutting down my computer, so I was getting frustrated. They were shutting down everything. So exactly. So I did not do anything for a while until I find the solution with the VPN. So now I'm back on, baby, and know that I am OMniREADY. And now it's going to be on. You're going to start to see me everywhere, because I have basically 17 years of show to present. I have 17 years of show in my hand to upload online and to give to the people.
Oh my gosh.
17 years of show done in the studio. So
some platforms that
yes,
you could just upload all the stuff over there. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know about most of them that I know already.
I just didn't participate. I have the Gab, like you told me, and thank you very much for sharing with me that. I do have most of them, but I did not upload. I didn't do all that part because, again, my computer was being shut down. And you know that break your computer, when it's being shut down inappropriately, it breaks your computer. So I said, I'm not going to damage because I pay a lot for this computer. It's like one that was made especially for me, with a specific amount of RAM. I'm a geek. I knew exactly what I needed inside. So I don't want that to be damaged. This is my production at home. So I said, I have to find a solution. And then I met a being on YouTube. He's the bearded guy, and he teach people how to protect your computer with VPN. And he's a hacker. And I learned from him so much. And ta-da! Now I'm back producing. I'm going to go live every week. We're going to go live together again, for sure. And it's happening now. It's happening now, dear.
Awesome. So we are definitely going to network as well, and I'll show you those platforms when you're ready, my dear. Just hit me up on one of those Telegram networks or those DM platforms. We are. It's happening right now because it's been asked for me to do so. I just had to maintain and support my technology to not have them messing with it and deleting my file. And because not only they get in my computer, but they delete the file that I was preparing to go live. And I don't like to go live. Oh my God. Yes, they're very good at coming inside. They pay young kids to do this for nothing, So you have to find ways, and I share those ways. Now, we were talking about just before that, the fear, right? So if you face everything and rise and not forget everything and run, you will then from your rage get courage to face the one or the ones that are trying to hurt you or stop you or challenge you. And then you're going to be a mirror because your water body is 99.9% made of water.
And when you face those people with that type of strength, they can't mess with you anymore. They just avoid you. And then, of course, they hide behind their computer to try to do what they did. But look, now they can't even do that. What next? What's next? You know? So you have to.
They are exhausting all their. I don't think they have many.
Yes,
we're winning.
I agree. I agree. But we need to let the other know that they can win too. See? And that's what we are doing right now. The connection of the one that are like, I know I can do something about it, but I don't know. I need to talk to people. I need to hear somebody saying, how do they deal with all of that? So that's why every Monday live, I do share my problem, my challenges, and then I say, well, this is what I've done. So the story about me going to the store, and I went to the store, I didn't have my period. I didn't have my menstruation. I went to the store and I didn't have my organ. And the organ, I said I was going to tell you what is an organ. It's an energy device that draw in negative energy like EMF and transmute it into positive format. I didn't have my organ. Yes, I'm an expert on organ. I adore organ. I'm gonna make my own organs. I've been buying a lot of organs, and I'm gonna show you tonight how they look like, because you have different type of organ, different shape with different material in it, different crystal, which are petrified tree. It's different material that are powerful to support your energy, to support your frequency, to support your matrix. That's how you build your own matrix in your home.
Interesting. I am fascinated by that.
Well,
definitely need to learn more about.
We'll do a show about just organ. I'm just gonna show them how they look like tonight, and I just describe you energy device that draw in negative energy. So that means if you start to have a lot of organ in your home, naturally the negative people in your home, if they don't change, will start to be pushed away. The universe will remove them, even though you love them. They will remove them because they are not willing to dive into not the positive energy, but to an energy that is good for the well-being of self and others. Like nature. Nature don't hurt us. Nature needs us because it takes our carbon dioxide to eat it, and then they eat that to change it to oxygen for us. It doesn't want to hurt us, nature. It needs us as much as we need nature.
Harmony.
Exactly. But I don't use the word harmony because harm, oni. You have to look into the syllable of words to understand the power that they have, like blessing, be blessing. I say supporting. I say enhancing. Or I use word that you cannot take that word and turn it against me or against you. But blessing is blessing, like you bless your food. And harmony is harm, oni. So you have to look, because that's the way they play the game on us right now. That's the game they play with the music, with the lyrics, with all of that. That's the way they play the game on people. And people are like, oh, I love you, I bless you. But no, you blessing me. So I prefer you to be in abundance. Because if you cut the abundance, it's abondance. And when you dance, you receive great energy from the music or your own music, and you share it back to the universe. It's an exchange. Life is exchanging, not taking or sucking or drying or exhausting. It's an exchange. You don't feel exhausted when you are with nature. It's a natural exchange with animal too, with great being too. When you are with great beings, surrounded by great being, you feel fed. You don't leave tired after you met them. You feel like, oh my gosh, I want more of this. It's like making love.
Yeah. You're edified, yes, by the experience.
Exactly. So this is what we're doing right now. We're exchanging great frequency because we are in synchronicity. Instead of harmony, say synchronicity. We're synchronizing together.
I like that word.
Exactly. So this is what is an organ. And when the lady earlier was asking what is frequency, we're going to look, since my name is Yael Reed, we're going to look into what it means in a dictionary, because remember, we are all together in this grid, on this earth. That is not really round, but we're not going to talk about that right now, but you know that it's okay. But it's frequency in a dictionary, which this is what we all agree as human beings. We all agree when they make a dictionary, they are manifesting on earth. When they're creating a disease and put it in their book, their medical book, they are manifesting on us. So we need to learn the word, the meaning. We need to read the first meaning of it, and then you go to the etymology of frequency.
Yes.
So frequency,
Exactly.
the first definition is the rate at which something occurs. So somebody saying to themselves in a mirror, I hate you, you ugly. The frequency of it is the rate of which something occurs. So how many times do you say that to yourself? Well, how many times will you say that to yourself? We'll show it on your water body. You will look ugly to yourself and others. You will look dumb to yourself, and depending the frequency, the rate of which you repeat that to yourself.
Because you're bringing that into existence.
Exactly. You vibrate it. You vibrate it.
Well,
Your heart is drumming it. Your heart is a drum. Your heart is listening to you, and then it's drumming your frequency outside. You are pulsating your frequency outward as soon as you think something.
So yeah, that's true. So thinking it is, you're causing these thought vibrations as well.
Exactly.
When you verbalize those thoughts, it's a bit stronger because now you're activating the sound force in the 3D physical reality that you're in.
Yes.
Actually helps the manifestation process even more. So if you speak negative things about yourself in a mirror, like, oh, I'm ugly, or then, that's a reflection of how you see yourself, and eventually that will become that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
it manifests. It manifests itself. And this is for that Manifest for TV quote. I have a beautiful quote that I've been saying for 17 years. And your thought becomes, no, your words becomes your thought. Furthermore, it becomes your manifestation. Thought plus water equals matter. I like acronyms, and I like to make equal thought. An equate thought is an equation of thought. So when I say thought plus water, people are like, what do you mean water? Water that we drink? No. Your water body, your body contains 99.7, depending how much you drink of water, not actually, 80%. But it is made of 99.7 or 9% of water. Your bones are made with water. Your eyes are actually powerful, 95% made of water. Your hair, your skin, everything is made with water. So all of you is 99.7 made of water. The rest is your bone, your skin, everything else. But your water, your blood, is only 5% that make it red. But the rest is water. So that means your body is, the highest percentage is water. And when I say thought, so that means what you think, your frequency, the rate that you have thought about it. Like somebody say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then that love is there and the person feels it and they love each other. This is the rate of the way they are thinking it to each other.
Yeah.
A frequency.
Yes, and that's the thing.
And then the middle. Exactly. You don't need to say it. You don't need to say it. It's okay. You don't need to say it. It's a frequency. People think it. People don't have to tell you they love you. They're showing it to you by the way they treat you.
Facts. Big facts, right?
Because some people say, but
treat you.
Yes.
Speak louder than words.
Exactly. Love is not I love you, because people have told me I love you, and then I turn around and I look like a porcupine because of the knife that they put in my back.
Oh my gosh, no.
Well, that's life. Everybody looks like a porcupine at some point because they let the people abuse them, use them take advantage of them, it's your fault. It's not their fault. It's you that didn't stop that behavior, that didn't say, you know what, if this is the way you want to behave, do that with somebody else. But because we love them, so we fall into that trap, that loving, meaning it's like you don't say nothing, you don't hurt the other. But love is integrity. Integrity is love.
OMniREADY sounds like we need to do a show where we talk about the philosophy of love, because it seems that nowadays people don't even understand what true love really is.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. But we
should talk about that later.
Well, so we're gonna have a show about frequency. Let's do a show about frequency. Let's do a show about orgonite. Exactly.
So, we have so many topics though. I'm sure we're gonna plan up a lot of content in the coming weeks.
Definitely.
We have to do more than one show a week together. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely.
Okay, we have one message here. This
Go
is
ahead.
from Lovely Lo. I don't want to get too far behind like
yes,
last time.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you. So, what about if you don't believe that word blessing is what you're saying, it's be less? What if you believe that you are really want them to be bestowed blessing, good blessings, positive blessings on them? Not be less, but be blessing. So if the word be less doesn't come into your thoughts, then, and you knowing that, you really mean a positive, words towards this person, that's the way I will look at it, not thinking, oh, this is be less. So I don't know. What do you think if you just believing or knowing that the power of that word blessing is what it is? Positive blessings be bestowed upon you, not be less of you, because you're not thinking in that way.
Thank you for that question.
I understand what she's saying. Yeah.
I understand.
Okay, go ahead.
I do understand what she's saying, and the best answer, because every time I tell people, because most people that are around me love that word because they want to bless me so much. They want to give me so much because they say, OMniREADY, you're giving us so much. I want you to be blessed by the universe. I want you. So I tell them, I understand that you believe this, and it's powerful to believe. But the belief amount of power only amount to the amount of people that believe in it. So, for example, people believe in love. How many people are suffering with love? Aha.
Wow, that's deep.
Do you see what I mean? Because of the way they believe in it. So yes, it is important to know what you believe in the word that you are pronunciating. But at the end, to the matrix don't understand your freaking human belief, human dictionary word. The matrix hears sounds like the sound of That's the sound of the universe. That's the sound of home. That's the sound of everything. That is why the people that are doing that and meditating and repeating that sound, it's the crystal center sound of the universe. When you say, I love you, it means I love you. Yes. But if there's a person like me, for example, my mother told me that she loved me, she left me with pedophile. My grandmother told me she loved me, but she didn't know better because she was abused as a female, and she thought that was the way that you need to raise your children and your grandchildren, by hurting them physically. But she loved me. But that's not love, right? But because she didn't know better, but that's not love. So the belief behind the word, yes, is very important, but how many people believe that it means that? It doesn't matter to the universe. At the end, it takes the frequency as the way you say it. Bless, there is the be and there is the less. It's harsh because people are used to this word, and it's such a beautiful word. But remember, you have to look where the word was made and who made it. Who blessed people? The preachers, the Vatican, and they are not supposed to bless people. They are not the one who give in abundance and support you. It's the universe. They proclaim themselves the one to bless the pedophile. Go, you have been cleansed and you are blessed now, my son. Go continue to torture thousands of children and kill them in Canada. And now we find their graves.
Yeah, we don't need to bring up that one.
I know, but I'm just bringing the understanding that those people were blessed. And because of the way they have used this word in such a negative word.
They were given the blessings by these nefarious
exactly
that wanted them to do those things.
But because of that, it became
connotation of the word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It became something.
Yes. That's what we need to understand. If you want to understand these root languages, these root words, and what they really mean, and I'm not gonna get too technical with like the jargon of how like the word is being used today in terms of blessing and be blessed. But I do think Lovely Lou's question to kind of give my perspective on what
I do totally understand. Believe me, I was using that word all the time. I was using that word.
Me too. Of course, I was born and raised as a Roman Catholic. That's part of my journey. That's where I was coming from. So of course I use this word a lot. So I'm very familiar with how it's used, especially in the church. Now, my thing is, I want to address what Lovely Lou said, because it's like, that's a really good question. If you're in a frequency where you're not thinking of the negative connotation of the word, then it can't really be negative to you, because you are what you think. And we already know it's mind over matter. So it's only after you have the awareness of like the rituals, the magic spells.
Yes, when you start to see how they play with it, yes. Exactly.
So it's only after you come into this understanding of, oh, they're using these word spells
to exactly.
Then you can kind of move away from that spiritually. And Omni is on a different level from me, because Omni has actually transmuted the way she speaks so that she only uses positive frequency words, period. And that takes mastery, and I'm sure years of training. Isn't that right, Omni?
Well, it built up from the first time that I discovered that everything that I think plus my water body equals my experience. For example, when I was being abused, the person told me, if you speak about what's happened, it will get worse. I thought it will get worse. I was responsible to manifest in my mind, to believe in that person, to thought it will get worse. But it did get worse anyway, because I didn't speak about it until I spoke about it and it got better. You see what I mean?
Yeah. But sometimes you need to vocalize these things.
It's not sometimes. It's all the time stuff. All the time. Every time you experience something, why do you have those 7 chakras? The first chakra is your root chakra, is your ability to be here, is the matter, is the blood, color red. It's the fact that you have materialized yourself through the vessel of your mother. You came through a first chakra. That is you. Your second chakra is your ability, it's your color orange that I'm wearing today on purpose. It's your ability to sense. Sense what? Utilize your senses, your ability to see, hear, touch, smell, taste, talk through the mother vessel, because when you were in her belly, you were able to smell when she was cooking. You were able to test when she was testing. You were able to hear what she was hearing. We were able to utilize our senses to our mother. And when we came out, we use our own senses. Those are like AI, and with your app, your senses equals your apps. Because like that, I assist you for people that have phone. Now everybody can understand their phone. You are an AI, and your apps are your senses, and you utilize them to hear, to see, to touch, and everything. So now that you know you are an AI and you utilize those apps, your senses needs to be stimulated. Needs to be stimulated with great frequency.
I like how you break that down for the new age listeners. You're an AI and your senses are the apps.
Exactly.
That's kind of funny.
So,
my gosh.
so,
I
so,
hope they're
so,
able to wrap their minds around these descriptions here. But we have 2 messages in the chamber.
go ahead.
I'm gonna see what
Go
the
ahead. Go
listeners
ahead.
have to say here. They have a lovely low talking to people.
No, this is why I use the word knowing. You know that this is what you have in your thoughts.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So my thought is that I want this positive blessings to be bestowed upon this person. I want good things to happen for that person because words are actions, right?
Yes.
And that's the way I know that this is what I want to happen. Not just that I'm believing this, but I'm knowing this is what I want to see.
I like that. I do appreciate that. I can see if she's gonna say, "Bless you, OMniREADY," that I know and understand. I know inside. I understand that she's really sincerely giving me great frequency. In return, this is what I do because I'm not here to change people. I'm here to guide. I'm a guide. Like you go to the mountain and you want to go to the rocky way, to the sandy way, to the waterway. I will go with you. I'm a guide. I'm not here to change people. I'm here to guide them to see different thing that will make them realize how this world is manifesting and how they're trying to use their matrix to control us and how to break their matrix. I'm breaking their matrix, hence why they don't like what I'm doing. Instead of saying blessing, because I love that word blessing, I said in my knowingness, I want you to bath in abundance. I send you abundance to you. May you be in abundance. That's what I do. In exchange, I say, thank you for what you sent it to me. I understand it that you really sincerely giving me something beautiful. In exchange, I'm giving you abundance. May you receive from this universe in abundance.
Wonderful, OMniREADY. So we're seeing 2 different perspectives here. So
yes.
What you basically did was you blessed her without actually using the word bless.
Exactly.
So it's all about perspective, and we're here to kind of build and grow.
Yes.
So
yes.
I guess this is I'm learning as well too because these diverse opinions here on this one particular topic I've never heard or discussed it in this particular way.
Well, because we were talking about the word frequency. We were talking about the word frequency,
yes,
you remember?
That's how it came up frequently, yes. Yes.
And
so when you use these words and you understand the etymological roots of what you're trying to do with some of them, that's when you may not want to use them anymore.
Exactly. So and if you look at I'm sorry to cut you off, but remember we were supposed to say the etymology of frequency because we said the definition, but we didn't. And then since you love Latin, in Latin is frequentia. Frequentia. Let me say it in French because I'm speaking in English. Frequentia. Okay, and then it's for frequent, and it's interesting. It's compared to crowded because it's a lot of different rate of energy. So this is from middle 16th century, gradually superseded. Take in Middle English fréquence, which is the French, also fréquence. Originally, excuse me, I just scrolled down instead of scrolling on the side. Originally, come on, mouse. Originally denoted a gathering of people, from Latin frequentia, from frequence, from frequent, from crowded, frequent. So this is the etymology of frequency. So when but it's interesting because crowded means a lot of people. And when you think about what frequency does to other people, because we are water body and the water memorize everything, we're sharing our frequency to each other constantly. Far or close.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. whether we know it or not.
Exactly. So whatever word we use, yes, the belief of the word is extremely important, as much as the frequency of the word and the meaning of it, the root of it at the end. So I sometimes, when somebody sneezes, I say bless you, but now I say abundance to you. And people look at me weird, like, what do you mean? And then I have to explain them. And then they're like, oh, interesting. And then they go and dive into it. If they want to continue to word bless, I'm not blaming people for using the word bless. I just want them to use and dive into where it comes from. Because since we are powerful manifesto co-creator,
yes,
we are manifesto co-creator. When we agree that we are powerful being, right? You can't not look into words and where they come from and their power. You can't. If you don't, you then saying, okay, I'm powerful, but then I don't want to take responsibility. But then if you say, okay, I saw the word and that word still to me means that, then continue, go for it. That means you can transcend the world with it. Because we changing frequency.
That's good. To understand the etymological root, I'm gonna give one example from memory, but first I want to pop this message.
Yes, go ahead.
Came from Lucky again. This is 10 minutes behind.
So the way that you would say anything, it's going to be vibrated, right?
Yes.
Vibrated. So that vibration, that sound vibration is going to be your frequency. It's the way that you say something, people can hear it. And they can start to believe it. You know, the words that we use, not just know it, but they will believe it. Or they will know it. So the way that you say things, you're going to hear it. And when you hear it, it's going to vibrate. The sounds of vibration. God, you don't even know why. I love this conversation.
So
it is.
Love your comments.
It is. And I adore your voice. I adore her voice. She has a beautiful voice. My gosh, her voice is so beautiful. She has a voice that says, I know things. Like she has a voice when she speaks, she's been diving deep into things. That's what her voice is telling me.
Very powerful. I can sense the strength in her
yes,
voice.
Definitely. And then we look at the word blessed, right? The origin of blessed, Old English, is blood. B-L-O-D. Old English, blood. Interesting, right? Yes. Yes, wow. That's interesting, so right?
We need to do a full etymology study. I was going to give you an example of, what was I thinking of? I think it was pharmacist, which is a bit more relevant today.
Yes.
So if you're looking up pharmacist in the etymology dictionary, it will actually show you the root words going back to pharmakia, which is Greek, which actually goes back to mean maker of poison. And then when you check what pharmacists are doing today,
yes, exactly.
they produce these
poison
drugs, these pharmaceutical drugs.
No, call it what it is. Stop. Don't be afraid.
Well, I'm not trying to get taken down off this one.
No. You sovereign. You are sovereign. You speak the truth. They're manifesting poison.
Yes,
why do you take something from them and you end up having to heal something else inside of you? Why do all the time the people have to take something, then they end up hurting something else inside of them? But when you take nature, though, when you take the pine, when you take the chilajit, when you take the CBD, it doesn't hurt you. It only enhances you. Why is that?
Natural healing from the planet.
Thank you.
Pharmaceutical process required.
And then there is one being, one MMG that is present, is MMG Jennifer Bliss. Namaste, MMG, how are you doing? She say, we are sovereign indeed. Sovereign indeed. And she says she liked the origin of words. And then she likes my word called Kisani because I like to make acronym. And then when I greet my MMG means Magnificent Manifest Guide. I greet somebody calling them MMG because I believe you are a guide to me. Christophe, you are MMG because you guide me to dive into other things too. We're stimulating each other curiosity. Yes, you do. I listen to you. That's why I came many times on your show listening to you because I want to hear you say to people, no, it's not that. It's this.
Well, I try not to think too hard, but
no, you're just saying what is. You're just saying what is.
I speak the truth. I speak the
Exactly.
truth as I know it. And if I am wrong on something, I welcome people to correct me.
Exactly.
So,
but it's not about being wrong. It's having
also learning.
Yes.
But I'm honored that you would consider me as a guide as well.
Everybody is.
Thank you so much.
An animal is, a plant is, a tree is, the air is. Everything guides me. The time guides me. When I see synchronicity numbers appearing, I'm like, thank you for speaking to me. Everything.
Wholeness and balance. Yes, this is lovely.
Everything speaks to you. Look at this stone. This is a labradorite stone. Look at the power of this stone. You look at this stone and you want to dive in. The universe told me, look into labradorite. And I was like, why? And I looked and I saw the stone and I said, I need that stone in my life. I need this stone in life. This is my labradorite. This is a sphere. It's an 8-inch. I took on purpose 8 for the number 8 because the number 8 is for abundance, in infinity, and renewal. So I took an 8-inch and it fit in my hand, and I feel like I'm carrying something magical. Look at this. Do you see the color, the way it vibrates? Look at that. Look at this. Do you see it? People are liking it. They're pressing like on their screen. This is a labradorite. Everything that I take in my life, it's being guided by. I don't just buy something or watch something just because I'm bored. I'm never bored. I'm sure Christophe is not bored too because you're a researcher, right? We're never bored. We're never bored. We just like dive into thing and then we get lost into it and then we jump on another one and then we're like, oh my gosh, what is this? And when you're curious, you're never bored.
So much.
So dive into things and dive into words because they use words. Why? They have those artists being blasted like that online. And you're like, but that's disgusting. Why is this so famous? Guess what? Because it's disturbing your water body. It's here to disturb your frequency. The more they blast their frequency and their belief and their words, the more they're in control of this matrix of this earth. But the more we, us, sovereign being, push and stimulate each other to make others even more curious, then the more we're destroying their matrix. Because people start to see, that's the word they use on that news. That's what they use in churches, and then they bless those people that doing bad stuff. And then you start to look at the power of frequency, matter, water, and things, and everything that exists. You cannot be powerful and not take responsibility for everything. Like bless, here it says pronounce word in a religion right. That is why I stopped using it, because it says pronounce word in a religious right. To confer or invoke. Right, R-I-T-E, yes.
Okay.
To confer and or invoke. Invoke is like putting an abracadabra, putting a spell. Invoke, divine favor upon. Exactly, using magic as God to look favorably on. Yes, but it's still used by them, especially in Christian church services called God, Holy, Praise, or God on some national higher power, endow. When you bless somebody, you endow them with a particular cherished thing or attribute. But then when you look at into blessing The etymology, it's blood. And what is the blood that I told you earlier? It's water. And what do they do with people when they bless them? They put them into the water. And that's how exactly they keep themselves going. And that's why we have them in power until now, which everything is breaking because people are not believing in them that much anymore.
Yeah, their time is about up. Yeah.
So it says in Latin, benedicere. In Latin, it means benedicere. That's because of you like the Latin. So it says based on blood, and then it's based on blood, B-L-O-O-D. Oh, yes, Christophe, you need to dive. You need to dive into this. People dive, please. I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad or to make you feel, oh, no, I can't use this. I'm not telling you this. I'm just telling you why I did it. Then you make your own choice as a sovereign being. So if it's based on bless, it's based on blood. And it says mark. As he said, originally perhaps in mark of consecrated with blood. The meaning was influenced by its being used to translate Latin benedicere, to praise, worship. And it's related with bliss. I will use bliss because bliss is not a problem, but be less, it's a problem for me. I don't want people to be less. I want people to be least or to be in abundance. There you go. I want people to be in abundance because we are in abundance. Look at the way you were manifested. I mean, out of millions, billions of sperm, you're the one who reached the egg and manifested, co-created yourself. So come on, you need to see how abundantly the universe manifested, co-created you. That's what I saw about myself. And because of that, I took responsibility of my words. And I took responsibility of my power of uttering a word or a thought or a sentence that's going to manifest well-being or not well-being onto others. We have to take, it has to be to that level, but a lot of people don't want to do that because it's too much. It's too much to look into word etymology, be careful in your word frequency. But when you're going to start to do it, you're going to sound like a poet. Because
they're gonna sound like us, and they're just gonna be like, "Oh, these crazy people talking like some,
I know, but we have to start somewhere. Stuff. We're creating a trend. We're creating a thing that is gonna transcend so many minds.
Positive speaking, speaking positively using the positive frequency words and staying away from words that have additional negative connotations. Now, when we're talking a language like English, which has been so butchered and really given to us in this form to trick us in so many ways, we have to be very careful. Now, the blessed thing, I'm not really that much of a stickler over the word things on me, but particularly, my biggest gripe is the people that are using these words and what they're associated with, which is why I don't want to associate myself with them. No, I'm not talking about the people in the congregation, no. I'm not talking about the good people trying to, raise their spiritual frequency. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the controllers, the ones who are making the decisions, the ones in the high places, spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yes, and they use those words. They've been trained, they've been programmed, they've been asked to. If they don't, they're being end up by them. You cannot be with them and not use their languages, their abracadabra, their spelling, which spell, it is a spell. We cast a spell when we spell. So we have to take responsibility of that, and then we can create new word, like I create Kisani. Kisani mean keep it simply simple as nature is. People used to use kiss as keep it simply simply stupid. And I was like, no, we're not stupid. We're intelligent being. So I change it and I say, keep it simply simple as nature is. Nature is powerful. Nature don't lie. Nature is straightforward. So let's follow nature. When you follow nature, you plug yourself like in a matrix. When Neo plug itself with that matrix, and that matrix supported him because that matrix needed him to handle those so-called. You understand what I mean?
Virus.
Exactly. Exactly.
Over in the form of Agent Smith, yes, and the Matrix.
Exactly.
And evil was taking over, so they had to support that which would support them to bring back the balance.
Exactly.
So these stories, the Matrix is very. There's a lot of metaphor, but there's a lot of things that we can look on literally. That's happening right now in this life. Many people are talking about the red pill and the blue pill.
Yes, they do. I took both.
You took both of them. I swallowed the blue pill when early on in my childhood, and I've been on that blue pill for a long time, and then I got red pill. You know what I'm saying? Like about
it's okay to take both. It's not a problem to take both because you need both. How can you know something is wrong if you didn't study the dark side?
Exactly.
I went to that dark side. I'm staying centered. And when somebody mess with me with the dark side, I use my mirror. Literally, my water body is a mirror. And I do exactly what they are doing. And that makes something to them that they like, nobody did that to me before, because people are so used to when they attack, usually the person that is on the front, because they bow down and they don't want to attack back. I don't attack back. I do like Bruce Lee. He said, be water, my friend. But before he said, be water, my friend, say, water, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a pot, it becomes the teapot. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Water can be smooth or water can crush. Be water, my friend. This is my father. Bruce Lee is my brother. Bruce Lee raised me when I was little because I was watching him and listening to him. Bruce Lee talked about the water, but the water knowledge that I got, the research that I've been making for more than 17 years is because I did the water experiment from Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto took water and analyzed it, and through words saw how water changed forms. It's your choice if you want to hate, but you're going to vibrate this. If your choice, if you want to adore, if your choice, if you want to ignore, it's your choice. And I like to ignore the people that are creating negative things, because if you fight them, you give them more power. Because what you resist persists. What is the best is to ignore them. When you ignore something, which is for that they have those news that want to talk about take that vax and take this, and it's because they don't want people to ignore that they need to be in control. But they are upset when people are don't. Do you know what is the percentage of people now is going down to 35%? The Americans are not watching the American news anymore. They're watching more the European news.
Yes, because the American news is not edifying them with,
Exactly. So that means
they're thinking something from outside.
Exactly. So that means people right now, they're not awakening, because people say they're awake. No, we all awake, but we are plugged in different frequency. But when people start to unplug themselves from one frequency and plug itself to other, that frequency dies. It's like your neuron. When you are a negative being that train yourself to become positive, your neuron move and disconnect itself from that connection to connect it to another connection. And that connection that was there dies. They don't want to die. They are afraid of us not believing them anymore. Hence why they are censoring, quarantine, scaring, all of this. It's a game. We are in a game. We are in like you said earlier, stuff. It's a movie. We are in a movie. We are the actors.
And there's also fabricated illusions being presented to us as well to distract us from the reality.
Exactly. I like what you just said, which is confusing. But it is the truth. It is the truth. It is what we make of. We are manifesto co-creator. So if you believe in them, you make them real. If you start to ignore them and start to live your life the way you want to live your life, I live my life the way I want to live my life. Now my challenge is living my life with other beings that are willing to break this matrix and say, okay, I want to know everything. I want to be courageous enough to face the truth, even if the truth gonna make my jaw drop, even when the truth gonna hurt, even when the truth gonna make me realize I've been doing a lot of bad thing on this earth, unconsciously, kind of. You have to be courageous enough to face the truth. You have to. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. It's like go ahead.
No, it is. I was just reiterating what you're saying. It is part of the game, and that's why we need to, make an effort to bring some of the knowledge to the surface, to give the people the opportunity to be more aware of what's going on. So, even the etymology stuff, it might not be looked into very deep by people nowadays, but it's very important so that we can understand the root words, the root meanings, where they come from. And what they're being used for in reality, and not what we think they're being used for.
Exactly.
So, and that can help us with our knowing. And when we know things, that's more powerful than when we believe things or think things.
Because knowing first, knowing empower the belief. Knowing always empower the belief, and it doesn't work. If you believe in something without knowing, you're only giving your power to others. But when you knowing and you believe, like what we were just talking about, the word bless, and I believe she can use the word bless in a powerful way. I know she can because of the way she speak about it.
Yes, of course she can. I think so too. Yeah.
I believe because of the way she speak, it's clear. It's really strong. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna change a being that is knowing and believing in it, because that being can transform a lot of things in a good way.
Yes, and they're powerful in their confidence in what they know.
Exactly.
So so for me, Omni, it's like I look on knowing and belief this way. I think of it as knowing is just a stronger form of the belief system, but it's more, you're more certain, right? There's a certainty that you know these things that is not there with a belief. With a belief, it's like maybe not, maybe so. I believe it's like this. It could be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But when you know there's this additional certainty, your affirmation in what you're talking about. So,
yes.
In that way, I would say knowing is stronger than believing.
Yes.
And that's how I describe it.
Yes.
But, that's. Yeah,
let's say believe.
Have two more. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's say believe is the fuel of knowing.
Yes, that's definitely a good way to look at it as well. Because without having that foundational belief, you can't go on to know something as well.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yes. And that's why you see those people that are believing in their preacher and all they're saying and all that goodness, and then when something happened and the truth come out that person did all of that bad, it hurt them extremely bad because they believe instead of knowing. See what I mean?
Yes.
That's why the truth hurt, is because people believed instead of knowing. Me, I prefer to know, and then I believe in it and I power it. Like I believe in my stones, I believe in my organs, I believe in my chilajit, in my CMOS. I believe that whatever I'm taking in my water body enhances me, empowers me. I believe in it because I dive into it before believing in it.
Mm-hmm. But it's when you believe in something like that and then you go and you use it, you test it out for yourself.
Yes,
and
yes.
You see that it works.
Yes.
That now gives you the additional knowing.
Yes.
So somebody can't come to you and tell you, say, oh, so that stuff they're talking about, it don't work, because I don't believe in that. Well, you have seen it work, so it doesn't matter how much them say.
That's why they don't like people that know. They don't like people that know. They are
why they burn all
against
the
people
nonsense.
that know, because we know, and then when we speak it, the people are like, huh, I like what that person is saying. Let me dive into this. It makes a big difference when somebody speak with knowingness and somebody speak with belief. That's why there is a lot of preacher. You hear them; they just speaking it. They're just reading the part of the Bible or the Torah or the Talmud or the Quran, but they're just repeating it. There is nothing behind it but just words. But when somebody speaks something that is not even religion, like for example, I speak about organs. My organs are my religion, which are religion. Did you look at the word religion, what it means?
Oh, that is an interesting etymology study.
Yes.
I'm not prepared to go into that one right now. We might need to schedule a show for that.
Let's just say what it means very short, because I remember I make very short meaning. Religion, it's in Latin, mean relegare. R-E-L-E-G-A-R-A. Relegare. Relegare in Latin means to reattach. I don't need to be reattached to anything. I'm already connected to everything. Religion, what are they reattaching? That's what I want to say. Stuff. Dive into what are they reattaching yourself to?
Very interesting, OMniREADY. I will be diving into that one.
Exactly.
So, wow. We need to do another show, Omni.
Yes.
Because this has been very beautiful so far, and I like the chemistry we have here. So we've been on for about 2.5 hours.
Yes, I think I was going to tell you that too.
Last 2 messages out.
Yes.
Is my audio okay?
Yes, it's perfect. You're gonna be perfect. I can't wait for you to see the live.
2 messages out.
It's just like the word nice. If somebody call you nice, they could easily be calling you dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
The etymology of it. But
I agree.
Wow, like this English that we use nothing but spell casting and everything.
Yes, I agree. And that's what's happened to me, stuff. People, when I came in New York, I learned how to be tough by living in New York, because everybody was telling me, yeah, you're so nice. But I was reading like, I can get more from Yael because she's so sweet. She's not going to say no. I had a hard time saying no, stuff. I had a hard time saying no. That was my problem. So people was asking me and I was saying yes all the time. And then I got used many ways and many times. But when somebody told me, Yael, when they mean you nice, they mean they think you stupid, that you easy to use, you dumb. That's what it means in New York, at least. You need to grow some balls, they told me. I said, what do you mean? I said, okay, I'm gonna learn how to say no. And it took me a time to say no. But when I started to say no, then I started to get more respectful people around me and not people that wanted to use me. So yes, nice doesn't mean all the time what people think, depending who's saying it.
That is true.
So, like you said, we're gonna finalize this beautiful show.
The energy of the person.
Yes.
That, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
With the delay.
No. Go ahead. The frequency of this person that is speaking.
The frequency of the person saying the energy. The energy of this person who's saying these words, right? The frequencies.
Yes.
That they're saying. It's very important so that you can understand the root meaning of what they're trying to give to you.
Yes.
So if somebody is using word bless and they're using it in positivity, and they only are wishing abundance for you,
yes,
then that is different.
Yes.
But the control in the system right now, how they are using words, especially when they go out and they own members permission to do certain things.
Yes.
And the things that they do.
Yes.
Has an extra negative connotation to it. And it's just like what that last listener said with the word nice. If
yes.
we're looking into the etymology of nice, we realize that wait a second here. What do you mean nice? This isn't what I thought nice meant.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just like the pharmacist.
Yes.
Right? Like I'm shocked. I know that it would be a shocking thing right now to have a conversation with people who are in the pharmaceutical industry, just to ask them, do you know the etymology of the career field that you're in right now?
Yes. they get hurt.
Waiting for some of them.
They get hurt. I did
Yeah,
I did already talk to some of my friend, because like I said, my mother was a nurse, and she was into the medical area. And when I was telling that to some of my friends that was also like in my family, doctors, they don't like it. They were getting angry at me because they were like, no, that have nothing to do with it. But that's the truth, that they can't deny it. But because it's such, they don't want to accept it, and they avoid it, and they gaslight you, or they call you crazy, or things like that. Doctors are not ready for that type of information, unless if you're a doctor that started to open yourself. I will advise every doctor that are listening that if you do not heighten your integrity right now, you know that in the future we're not going to need you. I'm just letting you know, guys, that are doctors that are into the medical world, or the political world, or the artist world, or the educational world. I call them the 5G: educational, political, entertainment, religion, and education. If you do not get yourself with integrity, you are going to disappear. Not die, but disappear. Your branch of work going to disappear, because we are not going to believe in you if you do not look into what are you doing. We are not. We are not.
Real talk, OMniREADY.
Yeah.
Real talk, yes.
So yes, you are
Big
right.
fact.
Pharmacy is one of the strongest proof of how people follow something without knowing. It's the clear proof that people go to their pharmacy, get their medicine, and think that they are healing themselves, and it's actually the opposite. So
Complete opposite.
So
Yeah.
get your,
It's sad.
what did we say
Yeah.
today? Get to learn how to say thank you in multiple language. That was the first thing we shared.
Yes.
The number
Yes.
2 was to get learn about trees, especially the California pine tree, the white pine tree, because these are the 5 needle tree that you can put and drink it like this. Put it in a glass jar,
Oh,
respect
yes.
it, and put hot water on it, and then drink it to assist you to deal with the frequency of the people that are jab vax. And remember, at the beginning of the show, we're going to finish with that story. When I went to that store,
Yes.
I came back home and I lost blood for 3 days, like I never lost that amount of blood. And I went live a week after to show people how much blood I have lost. And I started to have bruises on my body, especially on my arms. Because remember, your arms are your extension of you. They're like antennas, like your hair, like your legs. You understand what I mean? When you reach for something, you extend your antennas. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So when you are around those people that got their data, because I'm not going to call that a vax. This is a data. This is a bioweapon that they are injecting to people. It transmutes data to other people, because remember, our water body memorize everything. So what they have in their water body comes to your water body. So in order to make this repel itself, you need to drink this, like to cleanse itself, you need to drink that pine needle from the California pine needle tree. Go online, type California pine needle tree tea, and you will learn about it. Get organs. The organs, I told you what it is. Go online and learn more. If you want to know more about it, you can contact me directly. I will be willing to talk to you about it. And then get the CMOS, the Chilajit. We can talk more about it the next time. But it was really important that I finished that story, that I did get hurt and I saw it, like you said, instead of believing, because people were saying women are reporting online that they're losing blood, that they're getting headache, that they're getting sick, they're losing their babies. I'm like, hold on. And I did experience it myself. I lost a lot of blood. My daughters lost a lot of blood. When we around them, we get headaches. We feel like there is something draining us out of our essence. It's draining us, literally. We can sense it, because my family and I, we don't eat anymore of processed food. We cleanse, and we only ingest elixirs to enhance our body. So we are very sensitive to the frequency of others. So when we are around jab vax people, we can sense it very fast.
Wow. That is wow. So it's a fight out there. We have to be careful about who we
You
are
have
coming
to
into
be,
contact with now,
yes.
because of the the tricks that have been launched on the people, and some of them have fallen for the tricks.
Yes.
We were trying to warn them from before.
Yes.
And those some of them listened, and did not against their own better judgment. Some of them were forced or tricked into taking it either to travel or for their work. And for
that's what's happened. I lost 3 friends. Yes, I did.
Yes, pine needle. So all hope is not lost. So if you do know somebody who is suffering,
yes,
and you can get some of these pine needle extracts to them,
yes,
preferably
and it's a tea. Naturally, get it naturally from a tree that thanks the tree before you take the needle. Say, thank you, I learned from another being that you have that power to do this. Thanks the tree. Be grateful. Go and talk to that tree often after that, and thanks it every time you take the needle at the end of the branch. Then rinse them at your home, and the filtered water. We talked about that with Christophe earlier. You have to do that, because if you use the water from the tap water, it's poison. So you have to respect those needles, rinse them out, then take them out of the branch, 5 by 5 or 10 by 10, however you want to hold them together. Put them in a glass jar at hot water, boiling water, and then let it soak in and release that essence. And this will assist you to deal with whatever you have received from those people that have received that data. But for the people that already have received it in it, I don't think it will assist, because you have the stuff inside of you. So you have to look more into what else you can do when you have that in. But I did lost 3 friends. 3 friends took it, one because she wanted to travel, the other one because she was afraid for her job. And the last one that did it, it said that they were afraid. All of them is fear. It was related with fear. The forget everything and run instead of facing everything and rise. It was fear. It was not like, oh, yeah, I wanted to take it. Yeah. No, it was not that at all. Most of my friends, they were fear involved. So don't fall into the fear as forget everything and run. You have the right to be curious. You have the right to look into your human rights, because your human right explain that you have the right to educate yourself, to the right to inform yourself, the right to defend yourself. You have the right to live your life. You have the right to be with your people and your family. There is 30 human rights, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that was created in 1948 in Paris, that I utilize. I'm a sovereign being. I would like you to dive into it. And then when you know you have those rights, don't be afraid of diving online, and be curious. And see that they are trying to hypnotize us, spell on us, and poison us, and you have the right to say no. That's all. As simple as this. Your body, your rights, your sovereignty, your water body. But you have to have integrity to do all of that. So I'm giving you, to all of you, integrity. May you heighten your integrity, because when you do, you are sincere, you are honest, you have uprightness, and therefore you're not afraid to be curious. You're not afraid to dive in, like Christophe and I. You know that you have to do it. You have to do it.
Yes, we have to do it, because we're in the end game now, Omni, and
I agree
so
with
many
you.
people have already fallen. So I have been silent for quite too long. Just not doing anything about anything. So now I'm on the front lines, and we're going to amplify the voices of the spiritual guides and the ones who are helping us to really take the situation by the horns and really manage it. Give us the information we need to make more informed decisions, so that we can navigate through this matrix and help those who haven't yet broken out of it to kind of see what's really going on. So with that, I'm going to pop this last message that we got here.
Please.
This is from 101. Talk to the people nice. Big up. Listen, people, hope everyone is well. Neuro-linguistic programming.
Yes. I did study. I became an hypnotist, but I realized while I was studying hypnotism that we are all hypnotizing each other. We all have that ability, but some people have more weaknesses because they don't believe in it, so they give power to others all the time, and that's why they get hypnotized more than us because we know, so the trick doesn't work on us, but we all have that power to hypnotize.
That is true. Yeah. So awareness helps. When you're aware of something, you can mitigate certain things.
Yes.
So if you're aware of the hypnotic elements out there, then you can prevent that.
Yes.
If you're aware of the programming on the TV, then it doesn't affect you that much.
Exactly.
Awareness really does change things.
Yes, it does. It does. It assists. Well, how about, as I will say, awareness, because some people are aware but they don't dive. I think curiosity is the key.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that too.
Because because if you aware, you're aware, but many people are aware but they're not diving into that awareness. So be curious, because that's the nature of life. We are curious. Look at babies out there. When they're born, they're curious. They want to touch everything. And us parents, we go nuts telling them, don't touch this, don't do that, because they're curious. So you have to go back and dive into your childhood and remember when you stop being curious, which is probably when you went to school, because that's when they start to program you to not be curious. But you have to go back and dive. you have to go back. And so I did put your on live many times. I put your, how do you call it? Your description of your account on stereo. So like that people can see it. So when you're going to go and see the live, I will add also your information. I will say research and OMniREADY. That's going to be nice. I'm going to add that to the description.
Yes.
And we're going to continue together, definitely. So when are you going to be live next time for people to know, and where?
Oh, my next lives. Okay, so I will be doing lives on stereo. I have some things planned on Clubhouse. Tomorrow I'm supposed to have a show at noon. I'll be coordinating with my co-host for that. We're going to be talking about brand building, entrepreneurship, knowledge-based commerce.
Okay.
You're basically already doing that OMniREADY. So if you want to just chime in and add some of your input during that show, that's going to be tomorrow. I think it's going to be 1 p.m. your time.
Perfect.
I'll be here on stereo.
Perfect. And who is your co-host? Who is your co-host?
My show is Venus Alexa.
Okay. Thank you.
Venus Alexa. Yes, on stereo. Venus.Alexa.
Okay, perfect.
And after that, I have a show with tomorrow again with 101 and Safina. We're going to be talking about the pension tax rate, the closure of banks, and inflation due to COVID. So another relevant topic there, just talking on the financial situation more in depth.
Okay.
From Jamaica, and the two co-hosts there are from the UK. So gonna have a dynamic conversation. Look forward to that. That's about 4 p.m. tomorrow your time. I'm sure.
Perfect. And how about your website? Can you please give the website and where the people can contact you also on Telegram?
Okay, so on Telegram, my account is researcherstophe, STOPHE, and you can send me a friend request and invite over there. I'll definitely get back to that a little later tonight. I'm checking so many accounts right now, but if you want to access my website, it's available. The link is on my IG profile.
Okay.
Which is researcherstophe.
Perfect.
At IG.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Definitely. Just check out my profile, check out my website, and if you like what you see, sign up, support the cause. Definitely going into some ancient history lessons very soon, and I'll be talking about the Sumerian Kings list and how it relates to I have that series going on as well. I'm about to wrap that up in a few weeks, and that's every Thursday in the morning about 10 a.m. your time.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. So now you know about researcherstophe. Connect with him, connect to his frequency. I connected to his frequency because I like his intelligence and curiosity. So there you go. This is the first show together today. Thank you so much, Tophe, for inviting me. And we need to do this again. And we need to touch the masses, because especially the children. They're asking me a lot, can you please start to bring more guests? Because they like to listen to the way I have conversation with my guests. So I'm going to have another guest too coming soon. It will be from Oasis. This is a tiny little restaurant here in Harlem, where he only is from Ethiopia, and he only makes food that is raw, that is fresh. Or when he cook food, everything is natural. There is no toxin, no processed food. He makes juices that are made with raw fruit. Everything is raw with him, and that's my favorite food. So he asked me to come live on the show because he would like to talk about the vax. He would like to talk about all the great thing that he's doing in Ethiopia and healing process like me. So we're going to be live soon, but we didn't set up a date and time. You have to come on my link tree, linktr.ee/OMniReady. You can click on it. Do not try to share it on social media like FB and Insta, because they don't want that link to be shared. But I created a new link. A new link where you put OMniReady 2, and then this one you can share it. Yeah, I know I can trick them too. They can play me too long. So, so you can stop OMniReady. We are the one we were waiting for. So is there anything else? So we said that we share the fact that we say thank you in every language, the fact that you need to get your pine needle tree tea, and that you need to learn into organ and the power of organ. We'll do a show with researcherstophe and dive into organs, and I will show you all my collection of organs because they're so beautiful. They're right there around me. They're giving me great frequency. And then we'll see each other soon, right?
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we should do some shows on some other platforms as well. There's Clubhouse and Green Room. Definitely going to look into that. I'll send you an invite, Andre.
Okay, dear. Thank you so much, Steph. It was a beautiful conversation. Excuse me for my excitement and make you lose your thought at some point. My apology.
No,
I know.
That's fine. Okay.
We'll do better next time. And we're going to close with the opening of the show. May you manifest in great frequency, in abundance, wealth, and health. I am OMniReady, your guide on Manifest for TV, live at 8:30 every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to my website, manifestfortv.com. My email is ready@manifestfortv.com. And like I say, all my link tree, you have all my link, and you can find me on my Telegram at OMniReady. Just tap OMniReady, you'll find me. There is only one OMniReady. So let's finish. Is there anything else that you want to say, Christophe?
Well, I'd just like to thank all the listeners who came through, passed through.
Yes.
Whether you're on stereo, IG, or DLIVE, Twitch, all the other platforms that OMniReady is streaming on. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a very enlightening and thought-provoking discussion.
Yes.
And we hope to have this future combination here of hosts again in the future. So OMniReady, I'm definitely going to do more shows with you. We have so many topics.
Yes.
You mentioned.
Yes, we do.
You did also mention the 1948 Paris Act.
Yes.
The Human Rights Act. I definitely would like to do a show specifically on that one.
That would be beautiful. We can speak about, we can speak about all of them. There's 30 of them. They're very easy to learn. I teach children. I teach parents. I teach communities to learn about them. They're very easy to understand. It's just that they need to be spread. This is the thing. They invite me at the UN to be able to spread the word of the human rights. But I say to them, there is one human right that is missing, is the right to know. But they don't want people to know the human rights, because if you know the human right, then you can stop them too. So, but we'll speak about it more when we meet each other.
Definitely. So without further ado, this has been researcherstophe and OMniReady here, broadcasting to you from Jamaica. And where are you broadcasting from, OMniReady?
I am broadcasting from all over the world. Remember, I have my VPN.
Oh, yes. It's all right now. I've got OMniReady in multiple places. And researcherstophe is here from Jamaica, bringing to you guys some of the content that we need here on the stereo platform. Thanks to everybody who came through and passed through. We're going to close the show off with the regular countdown on the 5 count. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace out, everybody. Thank you.
Namaste, magnificent manifest being. Welcome to your sanctuary, your place to be. I am OMniREADY, your guide on Manifest for TV. Namaste, magnificent being. Are you ready to transcend? Namaste, magnificent manifest being. I am OMniREADY, your guide on Manifest for TV. This show is about you, all about us and how we think. As our thought becomes our word, furthermore it becomes our manifestation. This is where you'll find guidance of how to be completely. Stimulate your ability to think, manifest in judgment-free frequency every Monday, 8:30 p.m. on MNN Lifestyle Channel and live stream all over the world. Come and transcend your mind to reveal your power. Keep it simply simple as nature is. Kisani always.